I think I'm live. Hello, Zen friends. Happy Saturday to you. Hope you're having a great weekend and enjoying this wonderful eclipse energy, which we'll talk about briefly when we get into things. But before we do that, let's bring in some beautiful energy from above to start off. We'll be using the single bowl. Wow. The singing bowl. It's a single bowl. It's available for dating if you want. Oh my goodness. This is going to be a fun day. You can tell already. But welcome. So we'll start off by taking a big deep breath here in a moment. Come back into the now, out of the future, out of the past, come into the moment. Just let that beautiful unconditional love energy as we're hitting the singing bowl, let it vibrate within you, letting that love energy fill up into your brain and your mind and all your thoughts and stories, into your heart, into all your feelings and emotional choices, into your energetic field, into all your chakras, your meridians, your auras, and then into your physical bodies and all the blood and all the cells and the joints and muscles and all the organs. Just let it fill up our entire life and then flow out to the outside world, allowing it to do whatever it wants to do out there to help raise the vibration of the planet too. Something you can do while you're letting that energy flow through your body is just think of one thing that you're grateful for in this moment, because gratitude is a high vibrational energy. It'll immediately start to raise your vibration and allow you to uh, be open to receiving messages from spirit, but also whatever you're grateful for, you become a magnet for that. You open the conduit to allow more of that to come towards you. So if you're ready for that, you can join me in this moment. I'm going to start off taking a big deep breath. Hold it for as long as you feel comfortable and don't pass out, please. All right. So here we go. Let's start with a big deep breath in. Beautiful. All right. Let's begin. I will hit it 3 times, so be prepared. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, let me just put her in her little shelf back here to watch over us. There we go. So thank you guys. Welcome everybody. So happy to have you here today. And hope your weekend's going well. You're enjoying this beautiful eclipse energy. We've got a important full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces tomorrow. So you're probably, of all of you that are sensitive to the moon energy. You've been feeling it for a while, but it is culminating. It's a great energy that's, of course, moon energy in itself draws us into our emotions, draws us inward. But Pisces, a water moon, even more so draws us inward into that subconscious, into our dreams, into the spiritual real world instead of the human perceived reality, right? But when it's a lunar eclipse, even more so. So it's like very expansive. Whatever emotions you're feeling are amplified. So if you're feeling happy and joyful, you're going to be like, oh my God, I feel like I'm going to pop. And if you're feeling low in a moment, you're going to feel like, you know, um, it very expanded more. It's like you're walking with gravity or mud on your shoes. Feels like you're weighing, being weighed down. Oh, T, yeah, I'm a Pisces moon too. So Pisces moons, woo. I didn't mean the devil. I meant love. Hey, Supernova, good to see you. Hey, everybody. I love it. I love it. So Anjali, hello, and T, and Bahman, and Johanna, Jojo, Maria P, hello, hello. I got Malika and Swaroop and Marie Jones and Ashish. Thank you guys so much for being here. Glad to have you here. Yeah, that Pisces moon energy is great for us to really uh, realize our dreams, both from our heart, like the dreams that our heart would like to see fulfilled, but also a lot of dreaming. If you're, you know, been dream this year's been like a amplification of dreaming anyway, but around the eclipse season because it's all about the moon and sun relationship. Boom, a lot. So we got a lot going on. We're right in the middle between. We had a first new moon in Virgo 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks from now, we'll have a new moon Virgo solar eclipse. So we're right in the middle of that energy. So the Virgo energy, it's like Pisces is the heavens and Virgo is like the earth energy, the grounding, the daily tasks, the physical body. So there's this right in the middle between. We've got all that kind of energy going on. So just be aware of that. Use the most of the release energy of the full moon tomorrow. Let stuff go that no longer serves us. I know I've been dreaming about things of the past that I'd forgotten about that's bubbling up to go here. You might want to let this go right now. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't realize that was still down there in the junk pile. Or nothing's really junk. It's all experience. But it's like, yeah, that's I can put that in storage. I don't need to carry that around with me anymore. It's like walking around at school carrying all of your books. I don't need all the books. Just what's my next class? Let me carry that book. I'll put the rest in my locker, right? Hey, Deb, good to see you too. And you're a Virgo rising too. Wow, so you're feeling this deeply, but yeah, Virgo energy. They're big thinkers, so that can make sense why you feel like it's an air sign. Virgos, of course, all the air signs. Virgo and Capricorn, even though they're earth signs, are very mental. I'm a Capricorn rising, so I get that too. With that, even though it's a grounded, we still can get into our heads and analyze things, right? So I love that. Yeah, you might. You say you rarely dream. You probably rarely remember your dreams. When we go off into our time, um, you might be doing a lot of traveling that your human doesn't remember because you might be going like super into the astral planes and going to visit other places, right? All right. But let's get into things. If you're new to my channel, well, welcome. First of all, we got a great group of Zen friends, huge hearts, great senses of humor. As I say, it's two things we can definitely use in our little adventure here on this humanity, right? So welcome. There's always room for more Zen friends, and it's a safe, loving place here. So welcome. If you want to know how the whole process works, you can check down in the description box. It details everything out. but quickly, donations do get first priority. I honor that energy exchange. It's how brudda-zen eats, and eating is important. brudda-zen is trying to eat more healthier too, to stay around as long as we can, right? But I do step out of the free readings, dive deeper too for the donations. Free readings generally 1 to 2 cards. We get into more of the tea, brudda-zen's tea factory, when we. You almost died today. Oh my gosh, you fell off a tree. Woman, you're no monkey in this lifetime. Sorry. Just saw that, Jojo. Um, so sorry. I'm going to try to stay on track today. This energy has me going all over the place. So we'll take a look here. But we've got so I do step out and dive deeper for more information into the donation readings as well. If you want to make a donation, you can use the super chat at the bottom or in the description box of the video to have my Venmo, my Cash App, my PayPal, and Square, whatever's convenient for you. And I don't have a set dollar amount. I know everyone's cost of living and rate of exchange across the world is different. And of course, our finances vary from day to day, whatever. So whatever you're able to give from your heart is the perfect amount. I'm on for 3 hours. I'm going to try to remember today. I want to try something new today because sometimes like last night, I didn't get to any free readings. The night before, I did get to everything, I believe. So sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. But on this one, I'm going to a half hour. I'm on for 3 hours. So 2.5 hours in-ish. If I haven't started free readings already, sometimes I'm just all donations. I will stop donations for a moment for 30 minutes, just focus on free readings. I still will always finish donations. So, and then I'll jump back into donations at the 3-hour mark. Or if there's enough donations, I might have to just step away and come back to complete those, depending on how many there are. I'm going to try something new. That way we get to some free readings, but I do want to honor donations because that is people giving of their energy in that manner as well. Thanks for all the thumbs up. It does help spread the Zen love as well. And you can be part of the love tsunami. At the end of every session, I do post a pinned comment listing all the timestamps so that you can just look at your name, click on it, takes you right to your reading. So if you put your question out and you want to come back and see if I got to you, that's an easy way to do that. If you want to hang out and listen to everyone else's readings, please, I learned so much for my own life as I'm listening to others as well. So we will look that here. Genius. You're so cute. Thanks. All right. So today I'm going to be using this tarot deck. It's a psychic tarot heart. For the heart. So we're going to be using that. You guys can't see it. I got a little green light going on over here for this love energy. Even when I pulled a card, it was love abounds, the Ace of Cups. So it was green, very much this green. There's even a green glow behind this little. Look at all our friends. Those are the Zen friends, right? So we'll be doing that. Oh, and then if you make a donation, 1 per session, you get a fortune cookie. And we're doing the Trust Your Vibes Oracle for the fortune cookies. So if you make multiple donations, you still just get 1 fortune cookie with the meal, but just 1 dessert for the multi-course meals if we do that. All right, so we'll get into it here. I have a few donations up, so we'll do that. Yeah, a green aura. You're so funny. So we got Supernova, you'll be up first, and then Maria P via Z PayPal, and then we'll bounce over to Johanna, and that's where we're at right now. So let us get into it, everybody. Again, thanks for being here. I love feeling everyone's energy. All right. So Supernova, you are up. Here's your timestamp. We'll put it down here too. Boom, boom, boom. So you'd like to know, what do you need to know from your spirit guides and from Kurt? So I like that. So being 20 is weird too and refreshing, but being 19 was a heavy blow. All right, we'll look at that here. The candle is dancing back there. Spirit is saying hello. So let's see what they have here for you. Yeah, it's probably Kurt. Lighting the flame. All right, so we got those. Let's see what else. What specifically from Kurt? Got your candle going. Glad you landed like a cat there, Johanna. But you burned your skin. You're clearly not a monkey. Glad you're a cat, though, and you landed on your feet instead of your head. All right. Not going to see anything from Kurt specifically here. Sorry. So I try not to look at the chat sometimes. I get... All right, let's take a look here and see what we've got going on here. So what are the messages from Spirit here for you? You do have the bottom of the deck. You have the Seven of Swords in here, which is about seeking the capital T truth. This is being aware of our own mindsets that cheat us out of things in life, all those mindsets we have, and the stories that we're taught, that what are things supposed to mean, right? And that's a lot of what gets up in here. Even when, like you're saying, like being 19 was a heavy blow, that's a story, right? This is managing our stories. That when we're growing up, we're given a lot of suggestions and opinion on what stories should be applied to things. Even starts, they're showing me like when a child is trying to learn to walk and everyone's around him and the child falls down and everyone goes, oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay? Okay. We're taught, oh, this must have been a bad thing. So we start to cry. Whereas if everyone laughs, a child laughs, learns to laugh at, things that don't turn out, perfect by whatever standard that is. And we learn to laugh at things, but most people are like, oh my God, are you okay? And it's like, I remember once, you remember those old swing sets in the backyard that are made out of like aluminum foil, it seemed like. They would start to bend and break apart, at least here in the United States. And I remember my brother, I have an older brother, he, shoved me and I fell back and I hit my head on the main pole and it echoed because they're hollow and it's like really thin material. And it didn't hurt me at all. But because I learned when you fall down and hit your head or hit yourself, that's supposed to be something bad. So I got up, I was getting ready to cry. And my brother, I think out of survival mode, grabbed me and shook me and he said, laugh, laugh. And he started to laugh. And then so I laughed. Instead of crying, I chose to laugh. And that's the kind of thing that we can change the story of things that we feel we're supposed to cry over. I don't have to. I get to choose that. And so there is this energy of looking at things of our past, of the stories we put to things of the past, which project what we think will happen in the future, because that's all we know about the future. We base it, our human anyway, bases it on the past. This is what I've experienced, so thus, this is what I'm going to experience, instead of going, you know what? This was the old story, but I get to choose what I want for the future. So I love that, just coming in here. So you can say, yeah, we can focus in on the, right? So this, the story of the heavy blow of 19 is, yeah, there were storms and there was roller coaster rides and there was all sorts of experiences. But the story, I like how Spirit says that the outside world has no meaning until it gets in this little noggin, this noodle. Then we put meaning to it. We're designed and created to put meaning to things. But I get to choose the meaning that I put to things. Everyone else is going, it means this, it means this. No, it means this. No, it means this. And it's like, thank you for your opinions. But I get to choose what this means for me. You can have it mean what you want for you. You can have it mean what you want for you. But I get to pick what it means for me. That's where arguments come in. When I try to prove that my small t truth about what this means from a human perspective is more truer than what you are, your small t truth of what you think it means. And then there's always the capital T truth of seeing things from a higher perspective. That's what they're saying here is there's two minds that are showing up on here. We have our human mind, our human understanding of why things happen here, but then there's the real reason why things are happening behind the scenes, that things are happening it for us, right? Yeah, it's like if you have a salad, whatever you put on top of it is up to you. Do you want croutons? Then you put croutons on. If you don't want it, then you don't put them. If you want to put cottage cheese on your salad, which I love to do, then you do that. But, it's all up to our individual choice. All right. So that's the big message. I feel like that's good for all of us. Let's see what else they have here. Yeah, heart chakra. We got that going on today. Here's that green energy. So our heart is where we meet. We've got the three lower chakras, the root chakra, the sacral, and the solar plexus, the red, the orange, the yellow. All of those are the human side of things, like the human mind, right? And then the heart is the fourth one in the middle. And then we've got, of course, the throat, the third eye, and the crown chakra, which are the ones that connect us to heaven. So we got the heaven energy coming down, we've got the earth energy coming up, and they all meet in the heart. So that's amazing, right? So the heart chakra is being activated, and this is the emotional center, right? This is the where our human self can join together with our higher self and have this, energy. So what else they have here? Yeah, we got the three of wands, which says take the lead. I like that energy. It's with new information, with new stories, I change my direction. So if I'm headed in this direction, I'm like, with new information, new knowledge, new awareness, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go off this way. So it's about you following your heart. I like this, that these two came out together. Following your heart and going in the direction to follow your heart is what spirit is saying here for you. Yeah, you got the crown chakra. Here we go. I love this deck because they bring in all of that. Allow your higher self to just know that what is unfolding in your life, you're not on like an out of control drama train that's about to leap off the tracks and explode. Your higher self knew your entire possibilities of your life before you came down, and you chose this possibilities. And there was possibilities for rough roads and going off road. It's not a smooth ride, dumping your coffee, because you're hitting these. There can be turbulence. I heard there was a great, I think it was, I love Bashar, Daryl Anka, he channels him. And I saw a video this morning when I was just waking up and having some coffee and just coming back into this earthly plane. And he said, you are the eye of the storm. We're in the eye. The world, this storm is raging around us, and we're inside. We can be unimpacted by the storm, but when we get, oh my God, there's the storm, we can experience the storm in the eye of the storm without being out in the storm because of our perception, because of our choices. But we can also choose to come back to our peace and be in that space of just watching the storm as well. But I like this because it's this knowing we're so much more than this human expression. This is just one part of how we're expressing it here, right? I feel we and that's a good question too. We are our higher self, our true self is an eternal, powerful, supernatural spirit being made of unconditional love. We are a piece from the creator, right? We are like an extension. They wanted to experience themselves. So, like a piece of their finger extended, broke off into trillions, quadrillions, gazoogle, goo goo, whatever they call it, of little small mini me's to look back. We're like a giant satellite or an eyeball looking back, each of us looking back at the creator. And because we're mini creators, we also want something looking back at ourselves to understand ourselves better. So we were created so the creator could understand themselves more and explore themselves. Like we're all perfect mountains. And we come down as these expressions and billions of different expressions and different universes, different frequencies, different dimensions, as human as all sorts of different things, right? To walk around this mountain to explore who we are, not to become something different, but to realize the perfection of what we are, and we wander around it, right? So I like this, awareness that this is one expression of billions, but remember, we're so much more than this. It helps us kind of step out of it's like when they go back from the planet Earth into the solar system and then back off to like the galaxy and then back off to, multiple all these galaxies and shows like you are here, this little tiny little spot. But it's realizing this is just one expression and we don't need to be so serious about it, right? Right. Well, that's the great thing is you don't have to do anything, right? This is all information. Spirit doesn't have judgment. Like our higher self doesn't look at things as right or wrong, good or bad, worse or better, just different. There's different choices, different vibration with different experiences and different outcomes. It's like temperature. There's cold, 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 and there's hot, 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 hot. All these temperatures in between. It's just a different temperature. Do I like experiencing cold? Sometimes we do want lower vibration. We want to feel that because we don't get to feel that lower vibration on the other side. We're at such a high vibration that to experience different vibrations allow us to experience things differently, right? Because it's like the seasons that we experience here, right? There's some days we want to jump into a nice cool pool of water, right? And then we hit winter and we want to go into the hot tub. We generally don't want to go into the hot tub when it's 100 degrees out or whatever that is Celsius where you guys are at. Um, Sometimes we do, right? We are in a cool, we jump in and we, get in the hot water for a little bit. And we're like, ugh, I'm going to go jump into the cold water. Even during winter, sometimes we're so hot in the, you know, um, hot tub that you want to jump into a cold pool just to cool off and jolt us to get back into the hot tub again, right? So it's not about right or wrong. It's what do I want to experience and be gentle with ourselves and not judge ourselves harshly. Judgment is a lower vibration. We want to experience that. So when we're done experiencing judgment and that, then we can go back to the other. But there's no have to, right? Yeah, it's springtime in Australia. We're heading into fall here, so I'm excited. But so there's no gotta, have to, supposed to, need to, should from spirit's perspective. That's a human judgment contrast thing, which is what we come down here to experience. In addition to the crown chakra, you do have embrace, the world card here, which is the ending of a significant cycle, the beginning of a new adventure. I like that it's 21 because you just hit the changing of a new cycle going into 20. Yeah. You got the Three of Cups, share the love. This is an energy of so much of this is about realizing your connection to the spirit world, that they are always with you, have always been with you, and will always be with you. There's nothing that you can do. It's unconditional love from the upper realms. And I feel like that's a good thing to know is unconditional means there's nothing you can do to earn it, nothing you have to do to earn it, nothing you can do to lose it. Because again, they don't have judgment. They're just like, "Are you having fun?" And you're like, "Well, it feels kind of crappy." You're like, are you enjoying that? No. Well, you can change that if you want. It's like a grandparent taking a grandchild to the playground and you're going to go play, you're going to go explore, you're going to have all this wonderful experiences, and we think, oh, there's a special way that I'm supposed to enjoy the playground. Am I supposed to go to the swings first or to the slide first or the merry-go-round or the seesaw or little thing you get on that the giant spring you go bang 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 all over the place? What am I supposed to go on first? I like go play, go enjoy it. Why taking the playground so serious, right? And so you go, all right, well, I'm gonna go to the swings. And they're on the swings, and our grandparent comes over to us and goes, "Are you having fun?" No. I don't like the swings. Well, then why are you swinging? Then go. What do you want to? What do you want to go? Well, I really want to go down the slide, but I don't think I'm supposed to. Why don't you think you're supposed to? Well, only special kids can go on the slide. They're like, you can go and do anything you want. There's nothing limiting you except for your own belief. There's no rules on the playground. Well, that person said blah blah blah. They're not the ruler of the playground. They're just a control freak trying to control the playground. Go do what you want. And you're like, well, I'm gonna go on the slide. And you go down the slide, you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. You can go on the slide as much as you want. After a while, you might be like, all right, well, this has been fun, but what's that over there? Let's go explore the playground, right? So I like this energy coming in here. I feel like these next ones are from Kurt specifically. We got the Hierophant, the teacher energy here, which is about being a student learning here. And I feel like Kurt is nudging you to, you want to learn some stuff, you want to expand your education. They will teach you a lot of things, because they have a lot of energy from their, well, both of you guys, multiple lifetimes of being a musician, but they have a lot that they can teach you. Just all you have to do is ask them, and they're there. But they honor your free will too, for you to do what you're wanting to do and in life too. So all you have to do is ask. They're like, we're all here. We have so much that we can help you with, bring knowledge to you, help you remember things from past lives and future lives and whatever. So, what do you want to do, right? Um, so, I like that. Let's see here. Below that, yeah, you do have the Lover's card, the uh, six, along with the Seven of Pentacles, which is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit, um, and we like that. You're so funny. But this is emotional choice, and that just trust the path. I feel like Kurt is saying, just trust that everything is going to unfold in a beautiful way. We're eternal beings. There's no like time frame that, oh, you got to do that and that's it. It's like we've been learning from lifetime to lifetime, experiencing things. So don't be in a rush, but also realize that you get to choose your emotions through whatever you're going through, right? That we're afraid of what comes next because we've been, again, going back to our stories, we've been taught that when this thing happens, this is how you have to feel and the story you have to have and whatever. But when you realize that everything that comes across our path, we're the one that puts the meaning, we the one that chooses the emotions, like how they say we choose the story and then the emotional background music that accompanies this story, and then our energy of what we draw in, and then our physical actions. Can't control anyone else's, just our own. So when we come back and realize I get to choose it all, we stop fearing the future so much because I don't feel like I'm, out of this, at the whim of the outside world. I'm not a puppet on strings. I get to choose. So, what do I want to feel in this moment? What do I want to do? I get to choose, and I can allow things to grow instead of rushing to get to some sort of outcome because I need to get there in order for me to be lovable, to be acceptable, or whatever we have somehow been taught to attach our worth to an outcome. So we're always in this rush to get to an outcome. Then we get there, and then what's the next thing? And then what's the next thing? We never reach the end. There's always something more, until we come back to us in this moment. And then we realize, I got everything I need right here, right now. So I feel like that's a big message from Kurt. What's his last thing here? Yeah, we got the Two of Swords, refusing to see. Look at the third eye on the helmet there. That's so cool. Um, but this is the battle between the head and the heart. Again, here's the heart chakra, the heart leading us, wanting to lead us somewhere. But all these stories from our past that are telling us, oh, no, 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 you can't do that. No, 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 that's not what we're supposed to do. It's closing our eyes, getting out of our head and into our hearts, allowing our hearts to lead us. in our power, right? Our higher heart, not our human heart that's hungry, trying to feed itself from the outside world, but our high heart that is our joy, and our high heart won't lead us in the a direction that's trying to live up to everyone else's expectations. It does here, right? Yeah, the emotional background music, right? All right. So let's take a look here. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here. What else do they want you to know? Okay. They did want this one. And you've got be generous. Card 32. I feel like this is be generous to yourself here. So I like that. Says universal law decrees that you get what you give. Yeah, what energy you put out is what energy you draw back to you. In other words, you receive blessings from the universe in the same measure that you bring them to others. Life is a mirror. Resist the temptation to be stingy or withhold your energy in all forms. Open your heart and be generous of spirit with those around you. Give freely what you genuinely can to those in need of your time, support, encouragement, and even money, if possible. You can also give smiles, compliments, recognition, appreciation, patience, kindness, and energy to the people around you. This emotional currency matters more than money does. But do consider offering money if necessary and possible. Adopt a spirit of abundance and generosity, and the universe will reward you with the same in return. Consider what you pay forward as an investment in your own well being. Yeah, it's what we give. But we give to ourselves first, right? We become that cup. We have to give ourselves kindness before we can give kindness to others. Because if we don't have something within ourselves, we can't give it to someone else. We also can't receive back as well. So that is what they have for you right now, Nova. So hopefully that helps in your adventure. And thank you again for your donation, for giving. I definitely appreciate that. CT said, you do feel that the Chinese were responsible with their creation of humanity. You think they're responsible for reincarnation? So some reincarnation is called some sorry. All right. Yeah, and that's our human. You can believe, of course, whatever you get to choose that, whatever your beliefs are and your experiences for sure. So I haven't heard of samsara, but I look and I kind of try to stay away from trying to learn a lot of things of the human because the human likes to put limiting thoughts and beliefs on things because it needs to feel in control. I try to just open my heart and go, what really matters, Creator? Which is that I am eternally and unconditionally loved. Everything else is adventure. So I like that. Yeah, what we believe is what we see, right, Deb Deb? I agree. It is. And we all want to see things in our own adventures. And, it's like everyone wearing Google glasses. Whatever movie we're playing is what we get to experience. And that's the amazing multi-dimensional is this all these perceptions. Like 100 people can see an accident and have 100 different perceptions. That's one of the amazing things of this physical earth plane, is that everybody comes here because it's a world of possibilities and perspectives, and we only see, as a human, 0.000000001. Well, at least we only process that much. We don't see all these different energies and different things as a human. We don't see reality for what it is. Our brain can only process a small portion of what all our senses are taking in, and our senses can only pick up a certain small amount of what's really going on. So we don't know what's going on out there. We just are living these stories, right? Yeah, the Om, the breath of God, the breathing. So, all right. So let's continue on with the readings here. Cheers, everybody. I'm going to take a quick sip here. So, Maria P., you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. I love you updated your name. Have some hot lips on there. It's from MASH. Hot Lips Houlihan, I think was her name. All right, Maria. So thank you for your donation via the PayPal. Hello. All right, so let's take a look here. What are Wally's thoughts and feelings towards you today? All right, thoughts and feelings. Great, thank you. How many times will you see him next week? Okay, thank you. Got to that one. Got to that one. Looks like maybe 2. We'll see what that's about. What's coming up in your relationship based on current energies? Okay. And then updates on the dark side. Okay. And next week, what's coming for your relationship? He said he loves you and wants to continue. Any thoughts on that? All right, let's see here. Yeah, look at this. So we have here, we've got the seek the truth, which is the 7 of Swords, and the joy and stability, the 4 of Cups. So emotionally, there is this joy and, joyful energy that comes into the 4 of Wands is that, so they are feeling this from their heart, wanting to connect and the stability piece too. They're like, I think we talked about that yesterday, right? How it's like they know that there are struggles and conflicts that happen, but that it's part of relationships. We work things out. If we are always, but the fear here, which is the 7 of Swords, which is seeking the truth, is that we look at the conflict, we don't run from it, we don't reject, even though they experience in the past a lot of rejection, right? Yeah, but there's also this fear of, it's the thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that cheat us out of opportunities, and that conflict comes up. So, but there's a, if all the relationship is conflict, that's different, right? But, you know, if we have conflict within the relationship at times, yeah, because we all have different mindsets, different beliefs, and sometimes those clash. That's where conflict comes from. I think we talked about that last night, so I won't go into that a whole lot. But so they understand in their mind, I got to work out. We got to work out where we're conflicting and find out a middle ground, or a little bit of give and take when it comes to beliefs and mindsets, right? So I feel like that's where they're at, that they understand there's some conflict, but they also have their heart is all in. Their mind is the one that's really where our conflict comes from. It's not from the heart, but from this noodle that says, "Oh, no, 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 this is the way things are supposed to be." And we're like, "Oh, no, 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 this is the way things are supposed to be." And when we try to prove that, no, my way is the way, no, my way is the way, that's when instead of seeking to be right, we can seek to understand and to be curious. Well, why do you believe that? Where's that come from? And we go into that today, right? So I like that. How many times next week? You have 2. You have 1 throat chakra. So there's one getting together here to talk and really talk about conflicts and some good discussion. So I feel like there's one, probably the first one, to really talk through things. A lot of conversation in is that one. And then I feel like there is a second one, which we have. This is the 8 of Wands. Okay, yeah. A lot of passion coming in there with the 8 of Wands. A lot of energy that comes in there. So that pretty much sums it up. One to get together and talk, and the other is the making up. That's one of the great things about fighting in relationships, is the making up afterwards, right? But that shouldn't be well, it shouldn't. See, there's that shouldn't. That doesn't have to be the only time there's passion, in our lives, right? All right. Then what's coming up for your relationship? You got here, you have the 6 of cups. No. Yes. No. The blue, yeah, the blue are swords. So this is the 6 of swords. Healing begins. I love that. This is letting go of old ways of thinking and seeing things from a different perspective, right? 3 that we're leaving behind, 3 that were, the 3 swords and 3 swords. Communication is flowing, but it's going from choppy waters to calmer waters. So we like that. Beneath the surface, we do have the 7 of cups, daydreams and decisions. So a lot of different emotions being figured out. Yeah, in the heart chakra. Yeah. Both of these came out together. So all this green heart energy, it's getting into the heart, the healing of heart, the expression of emotion, getting into the understanding of our own self-love and the love that we share between each other. So I like that. Updates on the dark side. We do have the 3 of wands taking the lead. So there is a change of direction that's going on over there. And it is with new information. And I feel like, they've been slowly, right, leaving that situation. But I feel like the recent explosions that happen in your guys, they realize how it's impacting you. And they also realize that you hold a lot of things in. You don't talk about things until it becomes too much. And then you're a pressure cooker, right? You're not a frying pan. You don't heat up fast and explode and then cool off fast. It takes you a while and then it takes you time to cool off, right? And they're realizing that, wow, the stuff does bother you even though you don't share it or deny it sometimes, right? Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, it's definitely there. Right. What's coming up for your relationship next week? Yeah, we have the 5 of cups, the movement of lower vibrational emotions to higher vibrational emotions. Wow, and heal. So I got all this healing coming in here of the heart. So that is what's coming in here. I mean, we even had it with, all of this energy coming in, right? So we got all this heart healing energy coming in. So there is movement here. The 17, that is that the star card? I think that's the star card. Let me just make sure. I don't want to be lying or misrepresenting energies. I think that is the star card. Yeah, that's the star card. So that is about hope and balance that comes in here. And it is, and I like it. It's even breaking the chains. If you can see, sorry for the glare there. These are very glossy cards, but they're breaking the chains. So it's, letting go of the stuff that holds us down and holds us back. That's there too, right? So we like that. And then he said he loves you and he wants to continue. Nope, he's moving on. No, I'm just kidding. 8 of cups, energy, and the crown chakra too. It is true. I feel like they do want to continue with you, and the 8 of cups is leaving behind old emotions that don't serve anymore, old relationships with people that don't serve anymore as well. So I do feel like they want to continue with you and they want to continue on the emotional path. Um, and I feel like there is this important energy with that crown chakra coming in, just to remember that whatever's unfolding in your life is for you. And whether they would or not, it would be that it's for you and to trust. I feel like there's an important reminder to trust that your higher self has your greatest adventure in mind, that it chose this lifetime, right? And whether it would or not, it's like if something, it's like the tower energy, right? It's like, or the wheel of fortune, trusting that everything that unfolds in our life is for us, even when our human can't see it. It's the tuna for you, right? It's when I feel like life is happening to me, it's when I get to experience what it feels like to be a victim of life. We do come down here to experience that. That's what, we talk about this tapestry in the back. If it was all black, you wouldn't see the designs, all these out here. You wouldn't see that one in the middle. If it was all beige, you wouldn't see all of the beautiful design of what it is. But it's our experiences show us life, and they show us the extremities. For me to understand what warm is, I experience cold, dry, wet. It's, we have all these opposites we experience, but the more we experience contrasting, the more we get the details of things and we gain clarity in life. Um, so it's important for us to realize, well, it's not really important. It just makes it easier in life when we realize that, oh, everything is for me. And even though I can't see what the gift in this is for me right now, I eventually will. Like when I was going through the heartbreaks that felt like heartbreak, and my heart was, being stabbed, through 5 relationships over 10 years or so. Um, Afterwards, on reflection, I'm like, wow, I learned so much from everything I went through, even though it stank when I was going through it. Because when you're going through poo poo valley and it's up here, it stinks. But after you're done and have gone through the valley, you reflect back. After you've cleaned off and you smell like pretty flowers, you look back and go, oh, I see what I learned from that. Because that's how we grow as humans anyway. All right, let's see what your fortune cookie is here. I feel like we're really going deep into a lot of stuff today. I feel like this is for all of us, a lot of what's coming through. Yeah, bring in the joy guides. Whatever we focus on is what grows and expands, right? And we know that. We have to do this, They always have to bring in about where you're focusing. If I focus on expectations, I end up focusing on what isn't happening, and I get more of that. When I'm grateful and I focus on what the things are that I am grateful for, I get more of that, right? Unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace and gratitude and play and fun. That's higher vibration. Lower vibration, so serious. That's what they say. Your situation may feel dire, but don't allow it to become too serious, or you'll lose your way. This too shall pass, and it will pass much easier with the help of your joy guides. Ask them to lighten your mood and elevate your vibration so you can quickly advance to better times. That's true too. Lower vibration slows things down. Higher vibration speeds things up, right? Recognize joy guides on the scene. They are playful, surprising, and spontaneous to keep you from taking things too seriously or personally. They're good at getting your attention with their antics. For example, they may hide your keys, move items, or steal one of your socks out of the dryer. Joy guides are the friends of your inner child. I love this. Their primary purpose is to free you from fear and reassure your inner child that you are safe. If you suddenly feel the urge to set responsibility aside and have fun, trust that your joy guides are getting through to you and say yes. I love that. So connect with your joy guides. I love it. All those creatures down here. You got a bunny rabbit and a turtle and a snail and a squirrel and a cat. You got your the fairies up here. They're all, woo, let's have fun. All right. You are very welcome. I love it. And thank you again for your donations and for being here and for sharing that with us as well. All right. Much love to you. Thank you again for your donation. All right. Let me just grab a couple more here. Whoops, let me put this down here, move this down. So we have Johanna up next, Jojo, and then Ankita will go to you, and then Deb. we will go to you after that. So thank you guys for your donations. All right, let me just get it all set up here so we can continue there. Just in time. All right, welcome back. All right, Johanna, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Oh, and I think you put your question down here. Let me find you here. Oh, whatever you need to know. Okay, that's easy breezy. All right. When climbing trees, be careful. Let's see what we got here. Let's shuffle these up. All right. So for JoJo, what would you like her to know right now? Okay, thank you. Okay, we got those. We got that. I want this one too, and this one here too. All right. All right, all right. The bottom of the deck, you have here the Three of Pentacles, which is reach out. It's funny. Reach out. Is it reach out, touch faith? Is that the old Depeche Mode? Last night we had a music box start playing in my head. Not a music box, a jukebox of 80s music. And this is reach out, touch faith. And so I got this reach out, Three of Pentacles. This is about community and about groups. And I feel like they're nudging you. You have times of alone time, but I feel like right now the message is, yeah, reach out to this, your community, whatever community this is, this group, that when you hang out with them, it raises your spirits. I almost feel very sad. Reach out and touch me. Whoa. Oh, is it reach out and touch me? I don't know. It's the personal Jesus song, right? But whatever this is that raises your spirits, it's not a group where you feel burdened when you hang around with them. This is the group that energizes you. And I feel like it's a time for that, because I almost feel like I want to cry. And it's okay to get together and cry with these people, laugh with these people, but it's reach out to your chosen family, this chosen group. Let's see what else they have here for you. Yep, we've got the 11 is detach, which this is the Justice card and the sacral chakra. I like this. Sacral chakra, this is the 1-to-1, even the 11 1-to-1 energy. So I feel like this might not necessarily be a bit of everyone, but maybe a chosen one or two within them. Make it more like reach out to the group, but reach out to them individually. I feel like maybe not in a huge group, but maybe just like with one or two people. But it's the one-on-one sacral energy. It's about those. You hung out with, oh, very good. Are you sad because you're not a monkey in this lifetime? Is that why you're sad? Let's see what else we have here. Yeah. You have the Six of Wands, which is believe and succeed. So there is this feeling supported energy here that they're bringing in here, because usually it's someone up on a horse, and then there's all these people around with banners celebrating. And I feel like this is an important energy to know that you are celebrated. You have a great host of beings who are with you 24/7. They know you, all of your thoughts, all of your emotions, all of your experiences. They've been with you always. And so they're fully aware of who you are. And that's even more amazing. Like if people who just meet me are, oh, you're amazing or whatever, you're like, oh, yay, that's good that you feel that way. But it doesn't mean, yeah, higher beings. I know, beings. I always think of that when I say higher beings. That's funny, because I'm like, when I'm a human being, because it's like being. I don't know where that came from. Maybe it's because I learned a lot in the South growing up. Bang! But anyway, but you are supported and loved by these, um, wonderful, wonderful, super aware of who you are. And that makes a difference, right? If someone knows everything about me and they love me unconditionally and support me, that means a lot, right? So I like that. I like that it's wow. I remember someone when they found out that uh, I was at work, and one of my direct reports knew about, because they would hang out with me and some other people, and they knew about the spiritual connections and how spirit spoke a lot about things, and I knew a lot of things about people when they were sitting next to someone and I was by them, like, oh, he knows a lot of stuff and blah 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 blah. And this lady looked at me and she goes, like, things, and you still talk to me? And I'm like, yeah, there's nothing in there that is new or surprising. And it's amazing when that happens, right? And it's like, wow, you know. So I love that for you. I feel like this is like you're in need of knowing that you are loved, you are supported, and that for the people that know you, they know how awesome you are. And I feel like that's important to know. Let's see what else they have here for you. Yep, Leo energy, control. It's interesting they call it control. But that's Leo energy, the lion, right? I need to control. But it's also this, I like it. Covering up control is you are seen. I mean, look how you are seen. You are seen is an important energy. Underneath that, you do have the Tower card, which is rebuilding here. And this is trusting that things and situations that have been moved out of your life, even though it might feel a little empty in your life right now, that it's because they needed to clear away the rubble to create something amazing. And that's what's happening below the scenes. You're not out of control drama train, that things are in control and that things are unfolding, for you. Just be patient with it. It is on its way. Yeah, you have the Hanged Man. I love this. Because the Hanged Man usually has someone hanging upside down from their leg from a tree. And they're like, this is part of your evolution. Observe. You're going to see things from a higher perspective, of course. But they're like, again, I like this because you are seen no matter how you look at it. Whether you're upside down, you're seen, or things are right side up. You're seen by these people. Um, whether the things are going the way you think they should or not, you are well looked after and seen. And I like that. That's funny. The Hangman. Yeah. And you also have the Star card. Wow. All these major arcana coming in here. But you are at a big period of your life. It's balancing energy, but it is hope. So have hope and have, renew that hope within you, and connect with your higher self, knowing that you are a star, right? You're in the dark night, you are shining bright. And both of these coming out together are about seeing things from your higher perspective and not so much from the human. That is what ignites hope and helps us balance things, right? Your little space trip out to the star, out in the outside world, seeing things from that outside place, not trees. That's funny. Underneath all of that, yeah, you have the Five of Cups. Change your focus. This will help you move your emotional energy from lower vibration to higher vibration. So when you're ready, and there's neither right or wrong, but when you're ready to transform your energy, just you can see things from a higher perspective and know that you are loved and supported, that your higher self is guiding you in your life too. So I like that. On the bottom, you have the solar plexus, stepping into your power, your relationship with yourself. And of course, you also have the third eye, which is see things from that upper perspective there too. I like that for you. Let's see what your fortune cookie is here in a moment. Let me just get these cards back in here. I like to put them in different places so it's the same cards don't keep coming out together. I like it. All right. So let's see. Trust your vibes. Let's see what we've got here for you. What else for JoJo? All right, there we go. And you have instant feedback. Here you go. Here's the hanged man hanging from a tree. Instead of cocoon, it's a beehive. Or it is a beehive. Card 30. Here's that 3. All these 3s coming in here too. Your intuition is communicating loud and clear. It's up to you to notice and validate this. Access your powerful inner guidance by getting out of your head and becoming aware of the subtler vibrations communicated to you in the body. Is there a tightening of your chest, a rumble in your belly, a restriction in your throat, a burning on your skin? I'm just kidding. This instant feedback is working to help you make proper decisions that will lead you to your highest good. This involves letting your ego give up control and being honest about your feelings. There's that control, right? If you have bad vibes, admit it. They are only trying to protect you from making mistakes or encountering danger. If something feels too good to be true, believe it. You are being warned. There is no free lunch and there are no shortcuts to success, but there are direct routes that your higher self is trying to reveal to you right now. If, on the other hand, you have good vibes and are guided to take a chance, do it. Don't second guess or doubt what you sense inside. Keep things simple by trusting the instant feedback you get and go with it. Go with it. I love that. So that is what they have for you, my dear. Thank you again for your donation and rest well. I know it's late over there. I think, what, you're 9 hours? I was looking, I think you're 9 hours ahead, right? So it's what, 9 p.m.? It's not too late. Yeah, 9 p.m. All right, very good. All right, my dear. Well, many blessings to you. And thank you again. All right. All right, then we have Ankita Moore. You are up next here. Let's grab your timestamp. It's still early for you. That's right. All right. So, Ankita, thank you so much. Let me get you here. Oh, did I not? So sorry. Let me give you your donation. I love and like here, Johanna. Falling down on the job here. So, Ankita, thank you for your donation and your sticker. Let's see what we got here. So you want to know, is Mega currently ignoring you? She used to say I'm her best friend, but does she still consider you that? I don't know if she's just busy or ignoring you. Basically, I want to know, am I still her BFF? All right, well, we'll find out what's going on here. Cheers again, everyone. All right, Ankita, let's see what's going on with Mega here. Is she ignoring you? Does she still consider you her BFF? Let's take a look here. What do we got here? That's the answer. And then I feel like these are letting us know what's going on here in the world of Mega. Mega. All right. What do we have under here? Well, we have the 8 of Pentacles on the bottom energy of the entire reading, which is dedicated effort. This is, work, work, work in the physical world, blood and sweat and tears, and so it does feel like they're very busy energy just to start off. So is she ignoring you? We got the opportunity beckons. We got the Four of Cups energy here. Four of Cups is emotional stability. It does feel here because the Four of Cups energy can also be like a stagnant emotional energy. It's like you guys reached a point and you're just kind of like, it's just there, right? Um, feels like maybe activity and real communication and stuff, which is what happens. Like we get a, in the minor arcana, we hit like an odd number that helps us get to a point, and we get to a new level, and then things, if it stays there for too long, it kind of, you know, um, just um, like stagnates. It just balances out, and then we have something happen that shakes things up, that takes us to a new level, and then we get there. We're happy to get there, and then we sit there for a long time, and things start to stagnate, and then we have more. Just all this kind of step, odd number to even number, odd number to even number, as we go up there, right? Let's see here. Do they still consider you their BFFF? We've got the Three of Swords, which is sadness and isolation. I feel like this is interesting. I feel like they feel like you don't think they're your, uh, that you feel that you're their BFF anymore. And then I feel like they feel isolated. I feel like they feel like they've gone through things and they feel a disconnect. But, in that amazing our perspectives of things, it's like, oh, I thought you were abandoning me. No, I felt like you were abandoning me. And it's like, oh, and it's like, no. It's all about these humans, this misunderstanding between us, right? So I feel like here more that they're going through some disappointments and stuff that had them pull back. But that's the thing, right? Everyone has their own definitions. What is a BFF? Okay, well, a BFF is this and this and this and this and this is what you feel. And then they are like, oh, no, no, no. A BFF is this and this. And we all have these different opinions and perceptions of what things are, to, from seeing things from a different perspectives and directions. And that's where, there is this, right? Yeah. So there is this energy, that's there. So I feel like it's all about clarity. It's all about communication. It's all about learning each other's love languages, and it's good to understand people's expectations of each other if we want to have like a more harmonious relationship with people, because we work out instead of having unspoken expectations and unspoken disappointment. If we share things of like, well, what I like from a best friend is that we just have a text once a day. Doesn't have to be more, just a little, hey, thinking about you. That's what I like. And other people are like for me, I'm such an introvert. My definition of a BFF is we talk at least once a year. That's it. Other people are like, that's an acquaintance. See, everyone has different definitions, right? So it's important to do that. Let's see what else is going on here in their world. We've got, yeah, manifesting the Ace of Wands. They're going, 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 going. They're really focusing a lot of their energy on trying to achieve kind of energy here. Yeah, and they're in this nurturing thing here too. They've got this again, this feeling like they got hit with some disappointing news, and they're really in this nurturing kind of withdrawn energy as well. So if your heart is telling you, Hey, I just want to reach out to them and support them. I don't need anything back from them, but I want to make sure that they know I still care. And even though we haven't, you know, you can even be like, hey, I know you're like right in the middle of doing all this and you're very busy and everything. So when you have some time, I want to have some BFF time. I miss you and I love you. And I'm sending you great big bundles of love right now. Um, and let me know if you need anything or whatever, whatever you resonates with your heart, right? I feel like that there's an important thing. Wow. They are in a big two major arcana, third major arcana with blossoming. This is the judgment card. This is them being called and being drawn into something. I almost feel like they're wanting to change directions in their life with like what they feel they want to do with their life kind of energy, which is interesting. Yeah, third eye chakra is activated here. So I do feel like they're in this, and that makes sense with all this eclipse energy too. They're really being drawn into their Pisces full moon lunar eclipse energy. They're like really being drawn into their heart, and they're getting drawn out of their head. And I feel like that's why they're being drawn into something new, because their mind was like, this is what you should do and supposed to do, need to do, and have to do. But their heart is going, no, I want to go this direction, kind of stuff that's saying here, right? Yeah, they have the sacral chakra, which is also relationship one to one. This feels separate than from these other cards. So they do desire that one on one still. So they want to be your BFF. Oh, and they have the sun card too. Shine bright. Be seen, Leo kind of energy. Um, so they still want that. They enjoy the bright, sunshiny energy that happens when you guys are interacting. But they do feel like it's a cloudy day kind of energy. So if you want to burn through some of that fog, if you shine bright into their life, I feel like you'll see that energy. So I like that. We'll see what your fortune cookie is here too. All right. Let's see what the fortune cookie brings in here. All right. What is this one? Yeah. Two came out, but this is the one that was on the top, which is write it down. Card 14. Your intuition constantly communicates with you, but may be slipping past your conscious awareness. Stop this loss of intuitive genius and inner direction by writing down every fleeting intuitive hunch, hit, aha, insight, or subtle vibe you feel for a time. Your inner guidance is quiet, so it is easy to overlook or ignore because it's a whisper, right? By writing down what you're intuitively feeling the moment you feel it, you capture and validate this inner transmission and strengthen your intuitive channel. In doing this, you'll soon have concrete evidence that you can trust your vibes without reservation. Writing your intuitive feelings down also trains you to be more aware of your inner guidance instead of letting the world push you around. This allows you to lead your life from the inside out instead of the outside in. Ooh, I love this for you. Alternatively, you can record your intuitive feelings on a voice recorder on your smartphone if you aren't inclined to write. Either way, capture your intuition instead of letting it slip by unnoticed. Then try it and see for yourself. I like that because you also start to learn. It's like we have a lot of voices in our head from the past, all these opinions and stuff, right? And there's this quiet whisper that in between the loud voices, sometimes we'll hear a pause and we'll hear that from the higher realms, right? And we start to learn the difference between this whisper that's always correct and always from a place of unconditional love versus all these other voices. And then we start learning which is our intuitive voice from above and which is the noise, right? So I love that because there was quite a bit of energy of intuitiveness in that reading too, trusting your gut. So I like that for you. And that's what they have. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. All right. So, T, thank you for all your wonderful questions. I'm not going to be able to get to them all. Uh, I'm kind of focusing on the reading. So thank you for them. They're great questions. I love the way you're thinking and challenging um, and kind of seeking. So I love that. And I'm not trying to ignore you. I'm just focusing on the readings for people right now. But I love those. So ask away. I just want you to know I'm not ignoring you. Like I'm not seeing them. I am kind of putting them to the side for now. But I see them and I appreciate them. That's what I want you to know. All right. So Deb, you have 121. Look at that. How perfect. So we'll put that here. Good morning, Olivier. Hello. So Deb, an oracle message for you today. Thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like here. Oh, I think this is the last of the donations too. All right, so let's take a look here. So you're going to get an oracle, but I feel like we're going to, here, let me put these over here. These here, we have the Psychic Tarot Oracle. So we're going to pull a card from here and we'll actually read from the book. Ooh, okay. Interesting. All right, so for Deb, what do you have for, okay, there for today. Boom. As I say that, comes flying out. Wow. Yeah, you got the Two of Wands, the waiting game coming in here. Look at this beautiful hourglass and the roots with the tree here, the circling of things. Beautiful card there. And you were 1 2 1 2 1. It's like there's this with your timestamp, even there's this a 1 2 1 2. It's like a dance, right? But there's the 2 that's coming in, which you had 1 2 1 2 1. Here's the other 2. So 12 12 12 2. All right, let's see here. What do they want this to say here? So this card indicates that you've worked hard to set things in motion in certain areas of your life, and you're now waiting for the results to come to fruition. The number 2 is all about choice and decision. In the past, you may have been afraid of making decisions or choices, but now you're no longer held prisoner by this fear or the constraints of old beliefs. Expect the best and be open to the limitless power of your intuition, which is presently very strong. Trust and use it to assist you. Trust your intuition to find your debit card, right? Achievement and success are assured, but once obtained, don't let it change you. Remember who you are, the effort that it took to get you to this point, and the gratitude you can show to the people who helped you. Stay on your spiritual path, for it will continue to guide you on the journey of your soul. Of course, I love that for you. I don't know. You probably have checked your wallet already, Deb, but what I saw in my head, because this is what happens with me, I have a little pouch wallet, it's just like a little zipper, but it's like sometimes I'll put the card back in the wrong place than it was before, and I think it's the other card, and I don't recognize it because it's in the place in the wallet where other things are that I'm like, oh, that's just that. But it's like, no, Really look at it and you'll see it. That's what's coming in. So if that resonates. Let's see what your trust your vibes, what your fortune cookie brings in here too. Observe, don't absorb. Yeah, I like that. Number 6. That's kind of that energy. Observe, don't um so look at things, don't let your mind jump to conclusions. So it's interesting. That's like for the debit card, right? Oh, that's funny. So let's take a look here. So, as a naturally sensitive and empathic soul, you risk absorbing the energy of others. This includes their worries, anxieties, responsibilities, and distress. No way. Be compassionate towards others, but do not assume responsibility for what is not yours. Keep an emotional detachment from people who are a whirling dervish of drama. They can suck you in and drain you dry without realizing they're affecting you at all. Be lovingly impartial as those around you face their soul challenges. Offer support if asked, but do not get involved or take on their burdens, no matter how desperate they may appear. The people you love and care about will find their way. What others struggle with now is necessary for their growth. Any over involvement and over responsibility interfere. Trust others to meet their challenges in their own way and in their own time, just as you must. Encourage others, but stay in your own lane and attend to your responsibilities instead of getting swept up in their affairs. So mind your business. No, this is coming back to you, right? I'm reminded as I'm reading that the point in time where I realized, oh, I'm giving a lot of unsolicited advice to people. I'm going to stop that. I like that. Yeah, so it's good, and of course the all the energy going on with all the moons too. If we don't take the time here, then um, we have that energy. You're probably picking up her air energy. She is an Aquarius there, T. Yeah, you had said earlier you were picking up Aries energy from me. I'm an Aquarius sun, uh, and you said earlier Capricorns are super freaks. Capricorn rising, a Pisces moon, and then I have a stellium in Pisces. A grand water trine and a small water trine that creates a kite in water in my chart too. So there's a lot of mental energy balanced out by a lot of inner emotional energy, which is always fun. But that's what they have for you, Deb. Hopefully that helps with your adventure. Thank you again for your donation, and hopefully you'll find your uh, debit card. All right. So let's take a look here. Let me make sure. Let me grab some of these here. So we've got, I'm just going to grab some of the free readings. That was the last of the donations. So let me grab that here. And I'm just going to grab some of these free readings into my little notepad here. So I can just not have to keep going up and down on the chat here. So I like reading what people are saying. Let's see. All right, there you are, T. A general read. All right, we'll choose there. Oops. Okay, there it goes. And grab some of your questions here too as we're going down here. Oh, my Cancer descendant. Oh, nice. Nova, Nova. We did those. We did those. There's Premia. Let me grab yours. Thank you guys for your patience. It just makes it, once I get started, then I don't have to go try to find out where I left off and all that kind of fun stuff. Okay. We did those. We did those. We did those. Okay, we did all those. Those are all those. All right. Let's grab that. That's a great question. Let me put that up here, 2T. Ooh, you guys hear my stomach growling? I have not eaten today. Hear the growl, 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 growl. All right. All right. There we go. The VA. Yours here too. I think that might be it. Let me just make sure here. And damn, you said you need to meditate today. Skipped it for 2 days. Oh, there you go. Right? You're like, oh yeah. That always helps, right? All right. So I do have that, so I won't stop at 2:30. I'll leave that for later. So we're able to get to some free readings. Free readings are just 1 to 2 cards for that. So these will go a little faster, of course, than the others. All right. So let's jump into the free readings here. So, Ashish, you are up. Ashish Balkaran. I'm always probably mispronouncing that. All right. Anyone to know Will Lovisha and you be in a relationship? Last time you spoke to her was last year. All right. See, based on current energies, will you guys be in a relationship? All right. We got that one and this one. What do we got going on here today? No, Bemin. We've got Ashish and then Marie and then Swaroop and then Malika and then Maria and then you. And then we got Love You Zindaki by Anali. I'm sorry, Anjali. And then we have T and then Premia and then Olivier. So that's where we're at right now. So yeah, thanks for checking though, because you never know. You just never know. All right. Well, you've got here 17 and 18 here. These are 2 major arcana coming in, Ashish. 17 is the star card. 18 is the moon card. You know, these are the big changes. There's this big progression that's happening coming forward in your life here. I don't feel like a relationship energy. This feels very, I don't know why there's this. Well, the star card is like your higher self, and the moon card is the energy I'm getting is this pulling inward energy, healing that's necessary, transformation. It's like both of you are in these periods of inner transformation and transcendence in a way. I feel like cocoon energy, like you're both in a cocoon, you're both transforming. And on the other side of it, I feel like whatever you had before, once you get through the cocoon and you're on the other side, that there wouldn't be this. It's like you have changed, they have changed, and you don't feel that chemistry anymore. I feel like it's not heading that direction. I feel like you're migrating as a butterfly to somewhere else and you don't recognize each other anymore, and there's not that same draw as you had when you were caterpillars, if that makes sense. So I don't feel with them. I feel like there's something more that's coming your way. All right, so that's what they have for you, Ashish. So many blessings to you. And then Marie Jones, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Me and all my noises here. All right. So, what's the good stuff coming towards you in the month of September? All right, let's see here. What do they want you to be aware of? Because, of course, everything is good stuff. It's just our human defines things differently. It doesn't see things as they are, right? So, you do have here, let's see, this is the Four of Pentacles with open up and the detach of the Justice card here. It's an interesting energy because I feel like there's this change here. And the Justice card, of course, is about the scales. Usually has the Ace of Swords, which is about us seeing things differently, being drawn to see things from a higher perspective, which when we look up there, um, we question our small t truths, our old beliefs. This has a lot to do around worth with the Four of Pentacles, too. It's opening up my heart, opening up this my perspective of my worth instead of defining myself by the three buckets of the outside world, which are relationships with humans, situations like jobs, education, things like that, and things, our bodies and bank accounts and possessions, that kind of thing. All those things are unstable and temporary, which makes our worth feel unstable when we define ourselves by those, right? And this is like this awareness that, oh, that's retail price. When I'm looking to the outside world, that's not self worth. That's what I feel I'm worth to others. And when we change that small t truth, that outside world defines who I am, and go inward and upward, and I define myself by that eternal unconditional love energy that comes from above, then I feel priceless. My worth is solid and stable. And then I get to experience the outside world differently. I feel like there's this opening up, this change. And I feel like you've been on this journey looking at that. And this is what you're, it's like the fruition is coming. It's moving from I know this to I know this. It's like you learn it in a classroom and then you put it into practice in your outside world. And I feel like it's really clicking in the month of September. And that is a blessing in its own way, right? It's like there's this amazing wow kind of energy. So I feel like that's a piece of it because that impacts so many different areas because we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. And so as I change on the inside, my outside world, my awareness and perception of it changes too. So I like that for you, Marie. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. All right, Swaroop Bobby, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. There we go. And so you're quitting your current job. They're not paying. Well, yeah. You want to be a free labor? Come on. But you applied for a new job. Will you get it next week? All right. Based on current energies. I do like this for you. I feel like it is time. You know, it's a tower moment that's clearing something out of your way that wasn't serving you anymore to make space for that, which is yeah. Oh, exactly. So the tower card, the tower moment, rebuilding, and I like that. The Wheel of Fortune, something that is more in the flow. It's allowing you to open up. It's like as I was saying. Two major arcana, it's an important change of your life. It is happening for you. It is opening up to allow you to move towards something that's more in alignment to who you want to be and something that matches your energy more. With that Ten of Pentacles, I do feel like you do get this position, um, and but just trusting that those things that they're being removed because it's not serving you anymore. And so I like it for you. It is definitely this free feeling. I know it's scary in the midst of the transformation while the tower's burning down, but once that burns down, the rubble and this new thing's created, you're going to be like, I'm so grateful that that happened because otherwise I'd still be trapped in that place where I wasn't feeling like myself anymore. So I like that for you, Swaroop, and that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right. We have Malika Best. You are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. So Malika, you oh, thank you so much for your kind words. Always put a smile on you. Seeing you live. Much blessings to you too. Oh, you see, made me smile. So, general for the upcoming week. What does Spirit want you to know for this upcoming week? All right. What do they have here for you? All right. So you do have the Five of Wands, which represents, they call it challenging times, but you have lead, sorry, you hear all that glare, the Emperor here, which is a powerful major arcana energy. The Five of Wands is about the ability to change the energy from something that's lower vibration to higher vibration. So even though there's challenging times that are there, um, this is giving you an opportunity here with the Emperor to, I get to choose what I want. There's a lot of noise, a lot of conflict between the head and the heart, um, and with people and the storm raging around. But it's like, all right, everybody, there's a lot of noise in my throne room. I'm the Emperor, right? This is your Emperor energy. You can go, right? I'm going to clear the room. Everyone, please leave. Leave all your opinions and thoughts, whatever, in that box on your way out. And then you can take a deep breath, and in that wonderful quietness, you can decide, what is it that I want? Not what I think I'm supposed to want, but close my eyes, open my heart. What is it that I want? Then I put a plan together. Then I put action behind it, and then there's movement in this. So I like this for you. Just know that whatever storm is raging around, like I mentioned earlier when I started I think it was when I started the session, um, I listened to Bashar this morning, a message from Daryl Anka, Bashar speaking through him about, we are the eye. We're in the eye of the storm, and we're in the eye. And I get to choose how the storm impacts me or not. I'm not in the storm. I'm in the eye of the storm. I can watch it all rage around me and not be impacted by it, or I can roll around and pretend I'm in the storm if I want, but I'm not in the storm. So I like that. So that is what they have for you. Just know that you have the power to choose this week, um, between that lower vibration or higher vibration energy. And it makes sense with all this eclipse energy. Things are in a bit of a fizzle, tizzle, kabizzle, or whatever going on. So, but you can take a big deep breath, clear the noise, and decide what you want, and then you get to experience what you want, regardless of what everyone else around you is experiencing. Right? So that's what they have for you, Malika. So many blessings to you. All right. So we will step away from free readings for a momentito. We do have a couple of donations that came in, so I'm going to jump to those here, and then we'll continue with free readings after that. All right, I'll come back to those here. Just grab the two names here. Whoops. If I can type. All right. So Diana, you are up. Hello, hello. Let's grab your timestamp here. 51. Okay. And thank you for your donation behind the scenes. And then Brenda, you'll be up after that. Just click on this thingy so I don't keep seeing it here. There you go. Hello, hello. Sipping some tea and Bretta's tea shot. That reminds me. Cheers. All right. Oh, good. Their medical procedure went well. So CP's thoughts and feelings about FS's mom staying at their house last night and this AM. Oh, uh-oh. Right. Is it putting you to sleep, T? It's calming. Click, 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 click. All right. Let's see what we got here. So CP's thoughts and feelings about F's mom staying at their home last night in this AM. Thoughts and feelings. This is below. I want this one and I want this one. The extra T underneath. Yay! I'm so glad, Deb Deb. Celebration, celebration. I think we need that. That's, oh yeah, right? That's what the message came through from Spirit. So thank you for sharing that. I love that. Yay. All right. And then FS's mom's thoughts and feelings about CP when they stayed there last night and this AM with CP. Oh, oil and water. Yeah, I know, right? More like gasoline on water, setting it on fire. All right, let's see here. Let's see FS. Yeah, and FS. I know there's their mom, FS's mom, very like just very rigid as far as this is my way is the way, everyone else's way is wrong kind of energy. That's funny. Let's take a look here. Interesting energy here. We've got this very mysterious energy um, with that. Yeah, and they've got this win or lose energy underneath that. With here, let me show it to you. I like it. The dagger of love. Knowing that we have it at any moment, but this balance energy, it feels oddly balanced. Maybe you know how like when if you give a hyperactive child a lot of caffeine like coffee, it calms them down. Maybe this eclipse energy has calmed them down. Calmed both of them down. It feels very calm. That's interesting. But let's dig in here. So CP's thoughts and feelings about mom staying. So wow, lovers. Yeah, of course. Also, the three of swords, right? Expectations equal disappointment. So there is two sides to this. They understand mom wanting to be there for help recover during this procedure and all that. It's the mother's love energy, and so they understand mom wants to be there to care for their child. They get it. But they also, with that three of swords, is expectations, and that makes sense with that feeling of wow, they're rigid, they have their ways, the highway. This is their thoughts towards their mom, their mother-in-law, right? Ish. It's the kind of that energy of like, wow, we come from two different worlds. They're like they want it to go this way and it has to be this way. And I'm hearing things like, why do you put your cans here? You should put them over here. Why do you put your silverware here? You should put it over here. Why do you do this? You should do this. What, this looks better over here. It's like, all right. And it's like, they're reminding me of when my mom moved in with my brother and his wife for a while. And because it's like, two matriarchs wanting to control things, and my mom has her way of where everything should be. In fact, when she lived with my nieces temporarily, when they all moved to a different place and they were waiting to move into different apartments and stuff and homes, she ended up living with her two twin daughters who were teenagers. They were like 19, 20 years old. And one day, while my mom, I think she was at work, they redid the entire kitchen, and put it the way they thought it should be. And my mom came home, she couldn't find anything because it wasn't the way she did it. That's the kind of energy that comes in here. It's like, um, no, this is the way it has to be. This is the way we've always done it. They're like, I don't know where you grew up, but this is not the way they do it. They were doing it like their mom would, which is why they clashed when my mom was, because that was, of course, daughter-in-law's, thing. So there is this. Let's see what's below the surface with all that. Yeah, the Seven of Swords, the two-mindedness here, the conflicting energy, but the giving and receiving, the Six of Pentacles energy, codependent energy that's there. And well, and the Eight of Pentacles too, dedicated effort. So it's weird, I do feel like they are appreciative that they came over to do things because in a way they're like, well, because you're here, you're going to do these things, then I don't need to do it. I'll just change everything back when you're gone. You're not living here, you're here temporarily, and it's helping me be able to do what I want to do because I know you're doing your thing, so there's less for me to do, and I'm okay with that. It's worth the sacrifice. I'm going to stay out of your way energy. So interesting, right? Let's see what now. Let's go into FS's mom's thoughts and feelings that are coming in here. See what we have that's here. Wow. Yep. The Five of Pentacles and the Hierophant, the major arcana number 5. Conflict, conflict, conflict. But it's feeling alone, fearing lack, fearing abandonment, fear of not being enough, of not doing enough. And this kind of let me show you how things are done energy, not out of arrogance, but it is this let me come in and change things because there's a big change kind of energy that comes in here, right? So, but it's I can teach you guys things. I can teach you how to do it the right way. So I'm going to be here. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to um, show you how you take care of someone. Here I am. This is how things work well, the best, because mother knows best. That's the kind of energy they have coming in here, and I don't feel like those are necessarily well. It is towards CP, right? Because they're like, let me show you how to take care of them, how to do it right. This is what someone deserves. Let me just show you, right? Um, and let me correct you. Let me change you to be who I want you to be instead of, so there's that controlling, but it all is rooted in these, you know, her inner child when she was younger, not feeling enough, feeling abandoned, feeling punished, never doing anything right, very strict mother. So if you know the grandmother, even grandfather, maybe military, she comes from maybe a military family, because if not, it feels very militant, where there was roles and they were. So of course she was conditioned that way, um, brainwashed, to be a certain way. So this is, and she's even much lighter because life and children and her husband have um, been like the pummel stone that's taken the rough rock and made it more smoothly, but it still has rigid edges. Of course, it's not a smooth stone of, oh my gosh, it's still, ow, I cut myself on this rock, right? So hopefully that makes sense. Let's see what else they have here. Below the surface, yeah, we've got it's interesting, this movement of love, but this is the chariot, mother mother energy, right? The chariot card is ruled by Cancer, Mother Moon, Mother Luna, emotional movement. Um, and so much of her actions and her feelings are, I just want to be loved and accepted. And this energy, I don't get you. Like you said, they're gasoline uh, and water. It's like I know we're similar, but I don't get you. I don't understand you. And because they don't under she doesn't understand CP, it creates fear in them because I don't know, you're unpredictable to me, you know. I brainwashed and conditioned my children. I don't you're a stranger. You're stranger danger to me because you're different. You don't act the way that I think you should be, and like you're an alien from another planet. I'm suspicious of you. I don't understand you, you know. Wow, but the 2 of Cups energy, they understand that, you know, you guys are in a relationship and it's all about relationships. But there's that energy again, the Lover's card from CP standpoint and then mom standpoint too. Yeah, and we've got the healing begins, the 6 of Swords. It's like underneath the surface, they do want to make things better. And that's their mom energy of, I want to make things better. I want people to be happy because they, of course, were taught that they're responsible for everyone else's emotions. So it's an interesting dynamic here between them, but it feels very calm, oddly calm. And they might even with that 5 of Swords on the bottom, you know, so we had like 3 fives that were present here about conflict energy, but it's like this is the way they're saying it, right? I've got my dagger here. There's peace between us now, but I'm just showing you, you know, how like in movies when there's this conflict, um, you know, that between people, or there's something that going up and someone just opens their jacket and there's a gun in their pants. Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, there is that I've got my weapon here if I need to whip it out, just so you know, it's there. But I feel like this last night and today that there's like a temporary peace agreement for the sake of recovery from this medical thing. And I feel like there's more of staying away and out of people's way, right? Yeah. So it feels oddly, yeah, this giving and receiving energy that just popped out. This was in there too, which is that, you know, it's like right now we're doing a little bit of give and take today just to get them through the procedure. Um, so I'm going to keep peace while we're here until, you know, until we're out of the situation. And then back to war. That's funny. So that's what I feel is coming. Oh, let's get your fortune cookie. Let's not forget the fortune cookie. Let's see what else they have here for the situation going on here. Mhm. All right. Yeah, do what you love. And see, this is coming back to that energy, right? The butterfly. This is, you know, how things are less tense from, I feel like, from them because they're in this energy of I'm I'm going to do what I love in life and I'm not so concerned as much as I would have been around all that stuff that's going on. It says your purpose in life is to do what you love. Identify what you genuinely love and commit to this, knowing that you are on track. If there is any part of your life you dislike or even hate, however, it is time to do something different. There's no lack of opportunity in finding what you love and will work for you. Only a lack of imagination prevents you from having a fulfilling, abundant life that brings out the best in you. Get out of your rut and stimulate your imagination to connect with what fulfills your heart. Take classes and learn more. Find new sources of inspiration. Discover what else is out there. Your higher self, angels, and guides are helping you. You have a better life ahead than the one that you are settling for. If you want to find this, you will. The minute you decide to connect with what you love, the universe will assist you in making this happen. Wow. So there is definitely that energy that confirms a lot of what we had in previous readings, right? Of that they are in this, I want to do what I want. I want to do what I want. Our love, following our passions, and we're just going to do that. We're going to do it independently. And then if it creates a canyon, then we know, but will it bring us together too? We never know, right? So interesting, interesting, interesting. All right. So that is what we have for you, Diana. You're very welcome. Hey, Shanji. Hello. Hey, Moonlight. Good to see you. If you guys notice, we're back to the real names instead of the at signs, which isn't the real names. That's the user IDs that I had for a while. Now we're back to our chosen names instead of our given names. Or anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So we have Brenda up next, and then Moonlight, you'll be up after that. All right. So Brenda, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. All righty. So thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like since it lets me. All right. So Brenda, general in love for Devin. And you this weekend, what's coming into the relationship? All right. So focusing in on the love. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know here? Okay, we've got this. We've got this. We've got this. And I do feel below the surface, we've got this and this. All right. All right. Well, you got the Ace of Wands coming in here, which, of course, new vitality. Ace of Wands energy is about, of course, passion and motion, not emotion, but motion, activity, movement, go, 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 intimacy, expression. So it's more of an energetic attraction than it is emotion, at least for that. That's there, right? So you've got like three sets, two cards with one underneath, two cards, one underneath, two cards. So I feel like there's three things they wanted to tell you about that for this weekend here. You have the Star card, yeah, and the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords, that's the thievery, the lies, deception, and all of that. And the healing card with the Star card, I do feel like there is this transformation. I feel like you both have felt deceived and betrayed and had that kind of energy happen to you guys before. And there is this, of course, with all this eclipse, full moon and Pisces energy we got tomorrow, a lot of stuff bubbling up from the past that's coming up. So in your interactions, be aware that there's going to be some mistrust that comes up, but it's old stuff, showing its ugly head from the past, right? It's not ugly. It's just experiences that we've had that are bubbling up going, but it's not about, it's just that something each of you are doing or saying or not saying kind of brings up these whoop, and it's from the past, right? Underneath the surface, yeah, we've got the Eight of Swords, which is letting go of our thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve us anymore. So I like that. Just starting off there, it's like, okay, I get it. This stuff coming up, it's sparking this energy. So, there is that, kind of uh, awareness that's kind of dawning this week as well. The second thing they want you to know here, you got the yeah, Ace of Swords and the giving and receiving, the Six of Pentacles. So we do have clarity that comes in with the Ace of Swords around um, this old energy of it's the like codependency awareness energy, right? The overgiving energy that's there. So, we do have that energy of, again, this is from the past. There's a lot of reflective energy, which moon energy is that, right? It's all about when you get the moon card, it is a lot of looking at the waters and seeing the reflections in the mirror. So there's a lot of this coming in. I feel like they're just telling you it's an eclipse, shaking, rattling season energy. So try to keep your relationship with Devin pocketed and separate from all of the stuff that's coming up from past relationships, and be aware that a lot of their reactions are about their past and not about your relationship too. So it's like, go in this weekend with your eyes wide open with this. Below the surface of this, yeah, we've got the devil card, the shaking and the rattler of the cage here, that shows us what these long held thoughts and beliefs, the cage we have our heart in because of previous experiences. It's these thoughts and beliefs that cage that stuff in, right? So we have that there. And then the third thing they want you to know, yeah, we knew it. All right. So uh, confront, which is the moon energy I was talking about. So here's the moon, but the Six of Wands, there's this beautiful flow of passion too with a full moon. Wolves howling at the moon together, right? Werewolves, arr! But believe, it says believe and succeed on the bottom of here, which is a victory energy. Going when in with our eyes wide open, we're aware of the hidden emotions that are below the surface that are making themselves known. The in the original tarot, you'll see like like a lobster or a crawdad crawling out from the waters. It's the thing that's creeping up from below the surface. It's like, oh, there it is. That's not about them. This is about our past. The things creeping up in their emotional waters aren't about you. This is about their past. At least the heavy, lower vibrational things, right? I do feel like there's a lot of, again, Six of Wands, three ones on one side, three ones on other, equal passion, equal attraction energy that comes in here um, as well. Underneath the surface, yeah, we got the heart chakra. So it is being activated. There is a lot of that emotional energy that's flowing that will make its way up. But it's like this weekend with the emotions kind of almost demanding to be felt and expressed. There's also, it's like when you um, stir up a pond, the soot and stuff that went to the bottom come up, and the waters can be a little cloudy and a little dirty from that, but things settle after time. But it's important that those things, as those things do rise to the surface, that as we scoop them up out, then they won't settle back down and still impact us. They're reminding me of when I used to have a koi pond. Um, every spring, we would take out the koi fish, clear out all the gross stuff underneath, and the filtration system, get all the leaves, get everything out, and then fill it back up and treat it and put the koi back in, and clear waters and fresh and thriving kind of energy there too. So um, sounds like an adventurous weekend, but going in with your eyes open, I feel like it's a victory type of energy. So let's see what we have here for you, for your fortune cookie here. Okay. We do have, look, here's the moon, pray. That is kind of funny because it's like, oh, girl, you just better pray for this weekend. But I like it. It's connect inward and upward, right? Says the hotline to the universe is prayer, which means simply communicating heart to heart with your unconditionally loving creator. As you pray, know your Creator is listening. Don't waste time trying to figure things out alone. This exhausting effort will only lead to more frustration, confusion, and no real answers. Let go of your anxieties and give your concerns to the universe. Pray for assistance and ask the universe to remove all obstacles in your path. Pray for yourself and others. Prayer raises your vibration and strengthens your power of attraction. And as you pray, expect your prayers to be heard and answered. Prayers are potent exchanges with God, and let your nightly prayer before sleeping be one of gratitude for prayers answered. They will be. I love that. So I love that here. All right. So let me just take a look here. So I have Shanji here too. Thank you, Shanji. So we have Moonlight next, and then Shanji. I did see it come through the CashApp, so we have that there. All righty. All right, here we go. So Moonlight, you're up, look, 211 even. I like it. Boom. All right. So Moonlight, thank you for your donation and for your little emoji with heart eyes there. So Moonlight, let's take a look here. Hi. So was the visit you had today a sign? Will the visitor have an impact on your life the coming weeks? And will it affect your love life? And will you have a chance of getting somebody the next 2 weeks? All right, let's take a look here. I am good. I'm doing very well. Thank you. I hope you're doing well. Having a blast. Cheers to you. Take a quick sip here. All right. So let's see here. Was the visit you had today a sign? Thank you. And then will the visitor have an impact on your life the coming weeks based on current energies? Let's take a look here. Okay, those underneath. And will it affect your love life? Your love life. Okay. And then is there a chance of getting some money the next 2 weeks? A lot of hermiting lately, right? Yeah, it's always about our energy, as T says, right? If we don't put an effort into receiving or like gratitude and opening up our energy, right? We're going to attract what is in our, as we say, if we're on autopilot, we're not consciously being aware of our energy. It's like driving without paying attention to what's in front of us on the road. We're going to end up in a ditch, right? Yay! Sounds like you've been having an adventure. All right, let's jump in. Was the visit today a sign? Share the love. 3 of Cups. Yes, the 3 of Cups is, of course, joy energy, but it's also one of my cards that represents your spiritual posse on the other side. They're going, yeah, we were saying, hey, we're here for you. We're here. And that's kind of like with repeating numbers and any kind of synchronicities. Spirit, very much, we have like things we choose before we come down here that we want to have happen. And Spirit's always, our spiritual team's always working on that, right? And they're behind us always, but sometimes we get so focused on the human experience, we forget they're there. I look at it as signs that come out are them going and waving, going, just in case, just a reminder, we're here if you need us. We can ask them for anything. They really honor our power of choice and free will on a lot of things, unless we're going to be put ourselves in danger, and then they'll step in and go, whoa, Nelly, right? Yeah, out of the blue, right? So I like that, this sign, this synchronicity to get our attention, to have us remember who we really are and remember that we have their love and support. We just have to ask is all. So I like that. And then the second question was, will the visitor have an impact on your life the coming weeks? Wow, we got the Six of Cups energy here. Simply love. Six of Cups is an energy of, for this, it's past life connection. And I do feel like you probably felt something with this visitor immediately because it's like you guys do have past life connections. There's something more here. What is this? But that's the underlying energies, the connection to the Akashic records and past life or other life energies that are guiding you to get that you know you're feeling and sensing here. You also have this below the surface. You have the Eight of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. Very much this balancing energy, this they help with your transformational energy. They help bring in a sense of balance for you too. I mean, 6, 8, and 2, all these even numbers that are coming in are bringing in this. It's almost like showing me Hawaii boats. They have these like little thin boats. If you ever used to watch Hawaii Five-0, it was a show way back in the day. But there's these balancers. There's these little two arms that go out, and then they have this balancing thing that help them not tip over. And um, they row on either side, but that's what helps keep them steady. And there's something about their energy coming in that just brings in this balancing effect. But I do feel like it has a lot to do with past life energies that just like anchor you in your sea of emotion. Um, so you loved Hawaii Five-O, right? Hey, book them, Dano. So I like it. I feel like they will. Will it affect your love life? Yeah, the Seven of Wands. Choose your battles. And under that, let's see. Yeah, the Four of Wands. Joy and stability. I feel here that they do bring joy into your life. It's an interesting energy because with all this balancing energy, the Seven of Wands is about like be true to you, not dim your light, not ask permission to shine, not feel you have to defend who you are and what you do in your choices. They allow you just to shine and be yourself, and they allow you. There is this spark of joy that comes between the two of you. I don't feel like this. I mean, there's a lot of wands, attractive energy that comes in, but I feel like it's more so about being and not trying to achieve or do. I feel like they kind of just bring you back to the moment. And that does impact our self-love life. They do have this, type of energy that comes in. So I like that. It's a spark, but right now and based on current energies, I feel like it's more about just be you. Don't try to have it go somewhere, do something, whatever. Like just enjoy the moment. I feel like they're really about this. Celebrate you and be here now, and don't worry about trying to get somewhere to be something. You are enough as you are. Just shine bright like the sun. Kind of energy. So I kind of feel like that's where we're at with that. We'll of course pull a fortune cookie here too in a sec. I was just remembering. Yeah, we did have Brenda, right? Yeah, like I didn't forget Brenda's fortune cookie. Yeah. And then will you the money you have money coming in. You have seek the truth with the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is be aware of our own mindsets, right? That cheat us out of opportunities, that cheap us out of cheat us out of things, which is, of course, the focus on where do I have beliefs in lack? Somewhere in our mindsets, we have some beliefs about our worth. And so it's really becoming aware of that, like we were talking about before, if I focus in on that I don't have enough, um, I need more of this and that, we draw on that lack. If we come back to the now and go, I'm grateful that I have everything I need right here in this moment. I'm so grateful that I have this. So grateful that I have this. I'm so grateful that I have had this. The more I focus on opening up and receiving of gratitude of what I have, that allows me to receive. But if I have any beliefs in lack, um, those mindsets are what take us offline to where we can't receive, right? It's like those movies where they're trying to receive the payment, and there's interference on the internet connection, and they're like waiting, it stopped loading, we need the money, we need the money. It's like when we're in alignment of gratitude, that's what puts us in that place of receiving. When we go into that, the static of the fear and those beliefs are what take us offline. So you do have the ability and the possibility, but it's about paying attention to the mindset, um, and understand where our energy is with that. They're reminding me, like, I had a belief. It's a great book. It's tapping into wealth. There's this, tapping method. It's Tapping into Wealth by Margaret Lynch. It's an amazing book, because it goes into, that's how we communicate with our inner child, and connecting to our inner self through tapping. It's a wonderful, amazing thing. Helps us release some things. But while I was, because she takes you on this adventure of questioning things too. And one of my old memories that came up that had forgotten about, and I talk about it every once in a while, when I was like 3, 4 years old, um, we went for an Easter egg hunt at my um, boss's, my dad's boss's house. And they had this field in front of them. They had put all these eggs, and they gave us all baskets. And I'm like, my basket, I must have had like 30, 40 eggs in this little basket. So it seemed like I had so many that they were almost falling out of the basket. And all these other kids had one or two and hardly had any. But I was good at finding those Easter eggs. Zap, 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 zap. Well, my dad noticed, and he took my basket. I don't remember him saying, "Good job, blah, 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 blah." All I remember as my inner child was he took my basket, and he took half of the eggs I got, and he rehid them all for other children. So think about what that does to an inner child, right? You don't deserve that much. Let's put it back for other people, because you can't have all that. And so there is this little energy that comes in with that, right? So that's what, if it's a great book, I recommend it for anyone. It's a Tapping into Wealth by Margaret Lynch, Lynch. She's amazing. There's even little um, website links that you can go to, that she has like a little videos that she does with you too, which is great. So I like that. So you will not stress about anything. You're focusing on myself, inner peace, and what I can do, and how knowing I am good enough. That's right. And your fortune cookie is, yeah, watch your words, right? Not only the words that come out of here, these tell us something, right? My host and I, we talk a lot about a lot of stuff. But I talk about, when words come out here, that means, what are we talking about on the inside? So like if I talk about, I don't, in this case, just let's just throw it out there around money, right? We all experience this. I don't have enough. If it's coming out here or in here, then it's in here and in here, filling up and flowing out. Because if I'm not talking about it in here, it's not coming out here. So watch the words that I speak, but also watch the words I'm telling myself. I like that. It's good for us all. Card number 7. Here we go with that 7 of Swords energy. Your words are powerful, so be attentive to what you say and to whom. This includes the words you say to yourself. That's funny. Create a high vibration that attracts positive support by using uplifting and intentional affirmations and empowering statements. Do not be careless in your expression or speak negatively about yourself or others, or fall into the trap of being a doom and gloom messenger. It is better to say nothing than to let your words bring you down. The universe is listening, and so are the people around you. Use the power of your words to your advantage by choosing them carefully. Let them reflect your best and what you desire to create in life. Your words are your magic wand now more than ever. So speak with clear intention, and you will quickly attract and manifest what you ask for. Yeah. Again, that's that if I speak of, rather than, oh, I just have a minor setback, that feels low vibration, right? It's like, instead, I have a great opportunity to bring abundance into my life. I have received great awareness. Instead of putting a story of, oh, this is something that's happened to me, I've had a setback, right? We can, what am I grateful for? And what gift is in this for me? I'm so grateful that I'm aware of this now. I'm so grateful for this in my life, right? But I love it. It's a great reminder for us all to be aware of the words we speak and type and communicate. Because because I've mentioned this to friends of and family and stuff, just as a reminder, not as a judgment, just awareness. I'm like, every time that we talk, you talk about the pain that you're going through. So it's like your focus is on that, you draw more of that in, right? Whenever we focus on the the stuff that we feel is happening to us, we get more of that too, right? But when I start talking about what I'm grateful for, I usually try to go, so what amazing things have happened in your life lately? What are you looking forward to? It's like we change our energy. There's this great meme that talked about how if I focus on it takes the same amount of energy to focus on worry and what is going wrong in my life, and worrying about the worst, um, or focusing on the worst, as it is to focus on what's the best case scenario. And I love that because it's like I can focus on what's the worst thing that could happen, or I could focus on what's the best thing that could happen, and the energy difference between it. I love it. Great awareness. But that's what they have for you, Moonlight. So thank you again. And I know you're on the other side of the planet. It's getting toward the evening for you there, right? So enjoy your wonderful night's sleep, and enjoy, of course, the beautiful Pisces full moon lunar eclipse tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely. So grateful. Many blessings to you. All right. Okay, very good. And then we have Sean G. You are up. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's grab your timestamp here. Boom, 9:30 p.m. That's right. All right, so Sean G. You learn to take that approach. So, what are Jay's thoughts and feelings on you after last night? Whoa. Let's take a look here. We'll find out what has happened here. Oh, did I? I didn't put your. Oh, yeah, I did. It's right there. It's like I didn't think I put your timestamp, but it's right there next to my name. All right, let's see what we got here. Thank you again for your donation via the Cash App. Let me tap on that there. All right. So, what are Jay's thoughts after last night? All right. This is kind of static. I want those like way over here. We'll see what that's about here. Okay, and I don't feel like I need the bottom of the deck here. I know, right? I'm like, whoa. After your interactions. So let's see here. What do we have going on? Thoughts. I feel like these are the thoughts first. Yeah, their throat chakra energy here. Feel like there's things they wanted to say, but they didn't have the cojones to say. Interesting. Crown chakra too. Wow. There's a lot of uh, connection to the higher realm here. Let's see what else we have. Yep, we have the fear, the sadness and isolation energy, and the balancing energy here. Wow. I feel like their thoughts here, it's like they're whatever transpired between the two of you. I feel like they wanted to say and tell you a whole lot more about how these fears of disappointing, these fears of not being enough, a lot of the stuff that was bubbling within them, that there's this balanced energy that after you guys' interaction, they were, or throughout it even, they felt like their world went, if you've ever seen like True Blood, um, Sookie, who's the waitress, she is like psychic where she hears everyone. She's a waitress in a restaurant. So there's all this noise, but she also has all this mental noise picking up on everyone's thoughts and everything that's going on. And then Bill the vampire comes in. And the first time that she touches his hand, whoosh, it goes quiet. And it's like there's just like this silence. And she's like, and I feel like you are the Bill to his Snooky. That's not Snooky. That's not her name. I forget, what did I just say her name was? Uh, but if you've seen it, then you know it. But that's, I feel like they were saying, "Wow, you brought in this quietness. You helped anchor them in some way." They wanted to share that, but they were afraid that that's too much to say here. Sorry, I got something on my eyelash. So interesting. Interesting, interesting. That's their thinking, like, wow, you bring in this, balanced feeling. Emotionally, let's see what comes in here. Well, the root chakra activated. Wow. All of this energy that was flowing. It just feels like there was this, and again, that makes sense because the root chakra is where we face our fears. It's like when a bull sees red and charges. So, but there was a lot of activation of the root chakra down there in the lower regions. Underneath that, we do have the nine of, yeah, right. You're so funny. The nine of wands. So there is this holding back of emotion that came in here. I feel like they're very attracted to you with this red root chakra energy. They got a lot of that passionate connection that's there too. Um, yeah, right. But I feel like there's definitely a physical attraction and energetic attraction that's there. But there is this thing holding them back here. Yeah, we got the Four of Pentacles opening up energy. So I do feel like they are um, wanting to open up more. Like their heart wants to be able to be expressed. Have we talked about them before? How because of past pain they are protecting themselves more. But I feel like they're trusting and trusting and trusting and trusting, and this calmness, this balancing energy, just really like it did something. I mean, because that's, you're talking about the um, crown chakra, the throat chakra, and then the very base chakra. Yeah. So you got this snooky. Yeah. You wanted the snooky. Yeah. So I feel like that's how they express themselves first, just through intimacy and passion, right? Before their heart. But I feel like their heart wants to open up, and they do want to open up because they're tired of they are around a lot of people. I feel like they're very uh involved in a lot of things. So they're around a lot of people, but they feel alone. And so their heart wants to be able to be plugged back in and interact and stuff. But they do feel, that tightness there. Yeah, they have the two of cups here. Um, so we've got this energy of that they want to have this, togetherness, that their heart does anyway, wants to, be able to, swim with the other fish. It doesn't want to be a fish in a fishbowl by itself. Wants to be in an aquarium. It wants interaction. So it really does want togetherness, but it's that mind. It's that those fears that keep them held back, right? Let's see what this is leading to here. These are the ones that was like way over here. Like, so take all of that, put that over there. Now let's look at this, right? Yeah, we do have the Emperor energy and the Tower energy here too. Like you said, you may not feel like it's going to go somewhere, but you can trust here. You get to decide here. The Tower card is that trusting that people will be removed out of your life, to make space for those that are more in alignment with where you're at. And I do feel here that it'll eventually, get to a point where you decide, because you're the emperor of your life. You decide what it is you want and what you don't want, and you realize, okay, I like them and I'm attracted to them and drawn to them, but I feel like you're drawn to the feeling you feel about yourself when you are around them. And that happens in here, not out here. They're not giving that to you. Just you being near them is allowing you to be aware of how you feel about yourself on the inside, right? Yeah. So, that is this energy here. I feel like eventually they will be removed out of your life, but it's good to enjoy it for what it is. But I do feel like you will have the opportunity. The Tower card is funny because the Tower card is like we tell spirit before we come down here, looking at our life, looking at what I want to do and what I want to experience and where I want to go. We see that there's different things that will happen in our lives, right? That sorry, let me just put the last card. I got to use my hands to talk. you know like, there's this thing I'm experiencing, but in order to experience this next thing, this needs to be removed out of the way. So we tell them, if I haven't removed this by the time we get to here, remove this so that I can have the second thing. That's the Tower moment, right? Where we can sometimes feel the countdown that's happening within us. 9, 8, 7. And if the Tower card in the original tarot, you'll see one person that's leaping out of the tower, one person that's getting blasted out of the tower. So we can leap out of the tower before it gets hit, or we can have the electric shock treatment of the tower being removed for us. Either way, we know that what happens is for us and all that, right? What do you say here? I like the okay, likes the way he treats you. Yeah. Yeah. You already feel the countdown. Countdown. Like that another 80s song coming in, right? Let's see what the fortune cookie brings into. What else do they want you to know here? All right. So yeah, you have the assessment, assess, or asses. No, that's assess. It has two s's on the end. Card number 45. Let's see what we got here. So it's time to take an honest look at your life and consider whether you've made, it says, the right choices, but there's no right or wrong. There's just choices that are in alignment with who I am, right? That's what we consider right choices. Those that are in most alignment with what I want. If your life is unfolding well, breathe deep and carry on. You may only need to make a few minor adjustments here and there to ensure you stay on course and continue making progress. If, on the other hand, you find you are far from where you want to be in life, it's time to assess what you're doing and admit where you're falling short or what you're not, I don't like that falling short and all that. It's just like when you realize where I'm investing my energy that's not being most productive for aligning with what I want to do and where I want to go, right? It's like if this is calling myself out, I found this little game on here, and sometimes like, oh, I'm just going to wind down. And then 3 hours later, I'm like, I should just be going to bed. I shouldn't be one more game, but that's what we get. We caught up in you like watching YouTube videos and oh God, 5 hours later, I just meant to watch one, or let me just watch one TV program. And 5 hours later, we're like, oh my gosh, I didn't do anything today. It's like really evaluating where we're investing our energy, right? No judgments, just awareness, just assessing. So you didn't drift off track overnight. If you're dissatisfied with where you are, acknowledge your mistakes, perceived mistakes. This is not to shame or embarrass you, but rather to help correct your course and get back into alignment with your higher self and meaningful life. If you're confident that you're on the right path, keep going. You may be entering a demanding period, but you are ready. If you're struggling, however, understand why. If you're honest, you'll know what's holding you back. If you're stuck, you're clearly in need of a significant change. Be willing to seek the support of a mentor, teacher, counselor, or guide. Admit your errors and limitations and ask for help. I like that. Being aware of where we're investing our energy, and like if you're aware, like, yeah, I like hanging around them because they're reminding me what I can do for me myself. Then it's like, all right, teacher, thank you. Mirror, I don't need you anymore. Too funny. All right. But that's what they have for you, Shanji. So I love it. Thank you again for your donation. Many blessings to you. Enjoy the adventure and always be gentle with ourselves, right? When we're aware of things, it's like I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm like, maybe I needed a time of, you know, letting my mind go have fun, doing puzzles and doing different things, a break so that I can come back and then from a new energized perspective and restful place, do other things too. So I like it. All right. So that's what they got for you there, my dear, my dear. So many blessings to you. All right. So we will jump back here to free readings. Let me just see here. Let me just make sure I didn't. Oh, let me see, where was the last ones? Okay, Livier. I have Livier's. Let me just start from there. Do want to make sure I don't skip over anyone. Just going to grab any others that came in. Okay, we did that. We did that. We did that. Let me just highlight here in case the moves very fast. Okay, there it goes. All right. Right, yeah, I think that those are it. All right. So let us jump back in here for free reading. So Maria, oops. What is nonchalant? What is nonchalant? I'm gonna have to look that up. Is that like just go with the flow, kind of like, oh well, here we go? that if that's me now, that wasn't who I was before. I was very black and white. You're welcome, Deb Deb. All right. So Maria Pia General for you and Walter. Let's see what we got going on here. Good here. Yeah. It's good here. You've got the Hermit card with the 9 number seek, and you've got the excuse me, the Justice card with detach and the thinkingness. Sorry, let me take a sip here. So it feels like here there's you guys do have important alone time, and they're saying here it's important that you do have alone time because that'll gives you time to reflect. When you're in a relationship and if you're, let's say you were with someone 24/7 all the time, and all of our energy is like, going, we don't get to reflect, we don't get to grow, and um like, check on the small teachers that don't serve us anymore. We don't get to question our expectations, right? It's in our, inward and upward, our hermiting, when we step back and connect and take the time to reflect. That's where our growth happens more quickly. We can learn on the job, you know, but it's hard because we're distracted and we're in the midst of it all. Reflecting from a distance helps us to see things. It's like, seeing the forest from the trees or whatever they say that is there. It's important to have that alone time to reflect, to journal, to look at what we've learned. One of the biggest, some of the biggest ahas I had is when I looked over my journaling, over 5 years of journaling after my relationships, or maybe it was after like my third or fourth one, maybe after my fourth one, because I had a 3 year and then a 1 year and then a 3 year and then a 1 year and then yeah, and then I was single for 3 years. It was during that one, and then I had a 1 year, and then that's all I've had. Um, but it's during those 3 years I looked through that journal and I was like, wait a minute, I'm seeing patterns here. Because when you're from a distance and you're not in it, you're like, there's this, I'm so happy being single, and then it goes quiet, or it goes, I found love and I found this and that, and then it goes quiet for months. I'm back. Whoa, whoa, I'm so excited, and life, and I found love again. Goes silent for a while. But I kept on repeating these same cycles until I looked back through my journaling and I was like, lo and behold, that's where the wisdom was achieved. Anyway, but that's what they have for you, Maria. So thank you again for your donation earlier as well. All right. So, Batman, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp. Thanks for your patience. I know we took a while to get to yours here. And thank you guys for all your patience in getting to your readings. I know that Spirit can get a bit chatty at times. So, hey, Debbie O. Hello, hello. Oh, thanks, Deb. Nonchalant is calm, cool, and collected. Wow. Yeah. If my earlier self, like in my 20s, if you said that then, there, T, I would be like, yeah, I was so stressed, so anxious, so full of fear. So let's take a look here. What's coming towards you in love? Well, you definitely feel like you have something coming your way here. You got the sacral chakra, which is the chakra that deals with the other, the one-on-one energy. So your sacral chakra is activated here. Wow. And the heart chakra. Well, you do have love headed towards you here. I am feeling a sense of um, there is a little bit of stepping stone energy that's coming in. A little, let's see, what are they calling these here? Um, False starts is what your spirit guides are calling them, where there's this love interest, things start to, and then, then another one. And then another one. So I feel like maybe three little this, that kind of like, oh my gosh, there's someone amazing you met and you have conversation and then they disappear. This one, conflict. This one, I feel like the third one, you're like, no, that's all right. You're not. It's a frog you kissed that said they were a prince, that they would turn into a prince, and you kissed him, and all you got was a, a bad taste in your mouth. So uh, that's funny. But I feel like you do have a little bit of things that you learn through this. This is the energy of dealing with one on one and the feeling of your self love. Because every relationship we have in the outside world, friends, romantic, family, whatever, how we're perceiving our relationships is a reflection of our self-love. It's always this mirror for us showing how we feel about ourselves in some way, somehow. And I feel like that is this what's happening to prepare you for a love that does come down here. So your sacral and your heart chakra are activated, and there is this energy that's going on, but it's preparation so that you can help raise your love vibration. So you draw in something that matches this instead of doing what we've always did and getting what we've always gotten over there. I've been doing that a lot today. But hopefully that makes sense. That's what they have for you, Bamin, for you right now. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Anjali, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Boom. There you go. I love your little butterfly in your name there. So September month for you. What does Spirit want you to know about your September month? All right. So we have here, we've got trust with the full card. And, oh wow, the 9 of Wands, rest and reconsider. I like this. I feel like you've been in this period here. And I like this. 9 is a month of resting and reconsidering. September, the 9, this is all coming in here. I feel like September is like the calm, the rest before the new adventure. So a lot of reflective energy coming in here for September, looking back at what have I done this year? What have I learned? What have I grown? What am I aware of? Look at how far I've come. What am I ready to let go of? What no longer serves me? A lot of that energy for September, which makes sense with all this eclipse energy. It's very much about endings and beginnings, clearing away. But the full card being the 0, the first card of the major arcana, is about a fresh start, going to a new level. But a world of possibilities, letting go of the restrictions, the things that were holding you back. And that's some of what you're letting go in September is, what are my thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and emotions and energy and things in my physical world that served me to show me things, but I'm ready to let those go. And then it allows you to have like a child, like the world is full of possibilities. What's next? There's nothing impossible. So now where do I want to go? It's like looking back, where have I been? What have I learned? What am I ready to let go of now? Because it's like you're, in a way, it's like, let's say you were going to move, they're sort of like, move to Hawaii. Um, you're not going to take your couch with you because how much it costs to move a couch. I'll just get one when I'm there if I want a couch. But I'm getting rid of all the stuff out of my life that I'm going to travel light. So my next adventure, I'm getting rid of stuff that I don't need because I want to travel light in a way, both mentally, emotionally, energetically, and physically. So that's a big September for you, a clearing out of things, preparing for the next beautiful, fun adventure, right? All right. So that is what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right, T, we are to you. Oh my gosh, can you believe it? Thank you for all your interactions here today. Appreciate that. You got 253.53. Look at that. So you'd like a general read. You'd mentioned why is there a lot of emphasis on the descendant more than the ascendant? That's a good question. I know they usually say it's one of the big, your rising sign is how you, the lens through which you see the world. So it's so much about our perspectives, and it's about our path, right? But I'm gonna save that question because I want to look into the descendant. So thanks for bringing that up. Now I'm curious. I'm curious. You also said, would you say God transcends emotions? You feel God is a God of detachment. That's a good question too. Let's see what they have here for your general reading, and we'll answer that here too. Because that's a good question. Because I feel like spirit is more, God, creator, spirit. That if we have the ability to feel emotions, I feel like they have the ability to feel emotions too. But I feel more that they vibrate at such a high vibration that they live in this place of like high vibration all the time, right? Like they're there. But the lower vibration, that because of, it's like if they wanted to understand themselves more, that one of the ways they did that and we are one of the ways where, like I think I mentioned earlier, how the way the creator showed me is that the creator is there. They wanted to know about themselves, so they don't have like arms and everything, but if they did, they would have gone like this, and the tip of their finger is us out here looking back at themselves, and that they're able to see themselves more clearly and understand themselves more. And to understand themselves more, it's like they would like they're sticking their finger in cold water to understand the warmth of what they are. So we as souls, as extensions of the creator, we also wanted to understand ourselves more. So we've got all this, we being a super high vibrational being, just this much shy of the creator, otherwise we'd join back and not be aware of our separateness in a way, right? Because we wouldn't be able to see a distinction. It would be all bright light, but we became a little dimmer. But then we also have all these other expressions of ourself through all these different vibrations to understand different aspects of ourself, and the creator gets to witness us learning more about ourselves, and in that they learn more about themselves. So it's amazing that us experiencing low vibration emotions is that gives them the ability to understand their higher vibration, and they get to experience, because we technically are creator. We're an extension, a piece of creator that's just chosen to be able to be a different perspective or a different expression of them, so they can understand more about themselves, right? So interesting. But so hopefully that helps. And of course, we get to believe whatever we individually want to believe for our own adventure. So I love that too. But let's see what spirit has here for you. Yeah, we do have the Three of Pentacles here. Three of Pentacles, it says reach out, but this is about being true to your authentic self, realizing that you get to experience this adventure as yourself, and you will have a whole boatload of opinions, a boatload of experiences, and yours are your own. Only you are the only one that's going to experience your life exactly as you are. And everyone, and like you said, we are all creators. We're little mini me's. We are all creators, but we are part of source. We are part of that. And whatever you have chosen to experience, it's like, if I need aliens in my adventure, I'm going to experience aliens. If I need demons, it's all energy. If I need demons, I'm going to create demons in my world. so I can experience demons. And that's when we get into arguments, right? When our human goes, no, there are no demons. In my world, there's no demons. You can't have demons in your world. And it's basically a mind your own business, come back to our own front door. Don't sweep in front of everyone else's. But it's an experience as well, where we're all on our little own ships on our own adventures. We're Sinbad in the seven seas or whatever. We're each on our own adventures. We're each mad scientists in our mad scientist laboratories having our mad scientist experiments. And so we're doing this, right? But for me to go into someone else's laboratory and go, no, 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 you shouldn't be doing that, and blah, 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 you know, um, how arrogant of us to think that we know what everyone else should be experiencing, right? But the ship example, so, you know, we've got this little energy of I'm on my boat, and if I jump off of my boat to swim over to try to push someone's boat in the path I think it should go, that's wasting my energy. They're going to go where they're going to want to go, and I can't climb up on their ship to grab their, rudder or their steering, like the old steering wheel, the big old wheels. I can only steer my own ship. And when I'm off over here trying to control things outside of my control, my ship is going. And so let me go back over here, jump back on my boat, get going where I'm going, right? So I love that. Yeah. So this is all about you being true to your authentic self and you experiencing your adventure because you are, having that happen for a reason, right? Yeah, and another three. Here's the Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, nurturing ourselves, and so we definitely have this. Um, come back to you. You are. It's the creator, right? She's the empress, right? She's the creator of her realities, right? So I like this creativity energy. Yeah, and you got the Five of Swords, the battle between the head and the heart. Um, our higher, our higher mind and our human mind, our higher heart and our human heart. There is this conflict that is within us, um, that is a part of humanity, that comes in here, right? Yeah, I like that. There's this. We don't see things clearly, but our perception is our reality in the moment. It's what we're experiencing, right? And my perception of the past will be different in the moment than it was when I was going through it too. My perception of the future is going to be different when I get there as well. It's all about, we have such an ability to perceive life in a variety of different ways, and that's our power of choice, our power of creativity. We're creating our lives and whatever is coming into it. There was this great post that talked about um, that there's thousands of versions of us out in the world because everyone perceives us differently because of they're looking through their own eyes of their experiences, through their filters of their life, and even our own perception of ourself. All of them are not accurate, but they're everyone's perceptions. They're accurate for them in that moment, and ours is accurate for ourselves in the moment, but it's not our true identity. It's not the truth of what we see. So it's very beautiful, awarenesses. So that's what they have for you, T, right now. So many blessings. Thank you again for all of your sharing your perspectives, where you're coming from, of course, without any expectations that we have to believe it. And I don't have any expectations that you guys have to take anything that comes through from spirit either. This is your choice. That's the power that we have here as well. So I just have two more free readings that I want to do. I have some other donations that have come in. I will jump to those in a minute, but I do want to finish up just the last two of the free readings that we have here. and then we will jump into these donations. All right. So we've got Premia. You are coming up here. Let's grab your timestamp. So what's coming towards you? All right. I always joke. It's a rock. Look out. But let's see here. What does Spirit want you to know? What is headed towards you here? All right. All right. There is these opportunities that you have the star card with the 17 that says heal, and the 3 of Pentacles coming in here, reaching out. Both of these cards are bringing me this energy of becoming aware of who I am, getting a clearer picture of your true, authentic self. The star card is your higher self. And I do feel like there is this energy that comes in here, and there is this beautiful, beautiful seeing yourself from this higher perspective, seeing yourself um, as the bright, shining light that you are. And when do we see stars? I know it's like in the darkness that's been surrounding you, you're starting to see yourself more, because as the sun starts to set, that's when we start to see the stars that shine and that come out too. So I feel like you do have these opportunities heading towards you where you're seeing more of who you really are, not who people have told you that you are. And I feel like it's coming up through this, the changes of the atmosphere in the outside world as well. So I like that for you. I feel like that's what they have for you right now. Just these opportunities. Realize as things kind of feel like they're getting dark in the outside world, that that's just the environment, but you're the little bright shining star in the sky, and you're like, there I am, the North Star shining bright in your life. Let that be your guide. Help that guide you in if these feelings feel dark out there. If it's a fart, look out. You're so funny. All right. You fit in so well here, T. All right. So that's what they have for you, Premia. So many blessings to you. All right. Olivier Vagara, you are up. Hello, my friend. Let's grab your timestamp here. You want to ask what your guides want you to know for this coming new week. All right. Let's take a look here. All right. There we go. Boom, boom. All right. Yeah, there is a bit of a step back and observe energy, because you've got the hanged man. Hanged man. These 2s and 1 and 2s in here too. But and then the high priestess. Both of these energies are, the hangman is hanging upside down, seeing things from a higher perspective. The high priestess she goes away into her high priestess temple, looks down, connects with spirit, of course, looks behind the veil, dives deep into emotion. But it allows, both of these are allowing you to see things from a different perspective and seeing things differently. And I feel like this is also about trusting your heart and your gut this week, about what you're wanting to do. Close your eyes, open your heart, take a breath, look at things differently, look from a different perspective, especially as well. So if you're looking for jobs or looking for somewhere to live or looking at life, it is, this energy of seeing things differently is a very important message for you. So hopefully that makes sense. And that is what they have for you, my dear. So pay attention to your gut instinct. Where's your heart and your gut drawing you? I know it's difficult to get out of our minds these days, but it is about take a breath, close our eyes, open our heart. Where's it leading us, right? So like that. All right. So that is what we have. All right. So I did complete all of the free readings up to this point. I will not complete any more free readings. I'm over my 3-hour mark. I do have a couple of donations though, so we will finish those up, and then I will be moving on to get some food. I'll be back tonight from 6 to 9 p.m. Mountain Time as well. So just a heads up. Right. Sean G, thank you for your additional donation via the Cash app. And then we'll move to you, Debbie O. All right. So, Sean G, thank you for your additional donation. And I think I saw your question up here. There it is. So, if you invite Jay out to speak about expectations, will he be receptive to what you're saying? All right. Let's see here. Based on current energies and lunar full moon eclipse tomorrow, yeah. I would probably wait. But let's see what, based on current energies, let's see. You never know. Jay's energy could really be, because it depends on our signs, right? Like this moon isn't, I'm just dreaming a lot more. I am having stuff bubble up, but it's not really extreme because of all my Pisces energy that I have in my chart. So I'm like, yeah, this is cool. I'm going with the flow. So we have 3 of Pentacles, and we have, the Devil card. Devil card, the Master energy, the caging. I feel like they would take it more if I come to you and I'm telling you these are my expectations. They're going to feel like you're trying to trap them. You're trying to put them in a little cage. The 3 of Pentacles is about being true to your authentic self, right? I get to be me, and this is who I am. And if I talk about my expectations of who I want you to be, that is going to put anyone on the defensive, right? If I said, Sean, this is who I expect you to be, you probably immediately, when you see that finger pointing at us, we're like, right? Hair stands up like a cat. About to attack you. I'm going to bite that finger if you don't get it out of my face. So I feel like here, rather than expectations with someone, you can talk about your boundaries. These are my boundaries. This is what I want for my life. But as long as it stays that and it's about me, I'm telling you about what's on my planet. on planet Sean, this is how you would survive if you come into my atmosphere. This is like what happens, right? What are things like on your planet, Jay? It's understanding that. But when we're like, this is how how it has to be on your planet too, that's where war happens. And so, and then it feels like someone's trying to cage you, someone's trying to control you when you're talking about, these are my expectations of you and you should do this. It's really about us becoming aware of, what are my expectations that I have on myself and the world, because these are opinion that have been put on us. It is the cage within which we have ourselves. The Devil card is the shaking and the rattling of our cage of expectations, because expectations suck the life out of things, because it's all about, this is what things need to be. And if we have no expectations and this is what is happening, we live in abundance and look at the fullness of life, right? But if this is what I'm able to give and these are my expectations, there's only this much. Or sometimes expectations, being honest, humans, our expectations are usually this, and this is what we are all capable of. If we ever hit that, it's momentary. It's exhausting to try to get up to that. We usually live in lack instead of abundance, right? So I feel like they will be like, okay, control freak much, I feel like that would be their response to that. So yeah, I feel like that's what's kind of coming in here for you there. Yeah, you can word it like that. Just say, and a lot of times it's like not having the, okay, we're going to have a meeting. If have you ever had in your life someone say, we need to talk? Oh crap. It's like when your supervisor goes, "Hey, do you have a minute?" "Oh, no, what did I do wrong?" That's what, you know, we need to talk about what's going on. It's like, "Oh," it's like, let's go hang out. Let's, and share life and stuff, and then just while we're there, go and as things are happening, not, "Okay, here's the 15 things that we need to talk about." It's like, "Can I talk about something that I'm going through?" What is that? Something I've experienced in my life is this, and this is where I'm coming from. So this is kind of like why I have this kind of boundary that I have. And, you know, and you talk about it, and I expect you to obey this boundary. It's more, so what do you think of that? And they can be like, I get you. I went through this in my life and I get that where that is. And that makes so much sense. Now I understand why you act, react a certain way or respond a certain way. It is a conversation, it's a sharing, not an attempt to get things to go my way, right? Because relationships are about communing with one another and sharing, each other's life and people understanding. But trying to control other people, none of us like that. Yeah, just talk about life. But whenever it changes, this is the what I learned in corporate life. It's funny they're bringing back some old training we had, but it's when we make it when we make a conversation about how I'm feeling, not about how you made me feel. People are open and will listen to how we're feeling, and not about when you did this, this is how I felt, and da da da. Because as soon as you said, when you did this, walls are up, they're not hearing anything else. But it's like, can I talk about, I'm, I, do you mind if I just share my heart for a moment? And they're like, sure. And you're like, have you ever had this? And if you talk about, in this past relationship I had, I went through that. And then one before that too. It was like this kind of stuff. And it would irritate the hell out of me, or whatever. And reflecting, I'm just, can I use you as a sounding board? And and they're like, oh my god, I've experienced that too. It's conversation, and it's that, and it's open instead of walls, boop boop. As soon as we point at each other, blame other people, no one wants to hear that. We blame ourselves enough, right? So that's what we have for you, my dear. And yeah, we gave you your fortune cookie earlier, so you have your fortune cookie already as well. But hopefully that helps. Enjoy that. I know, I know, I know. All right. All right. So that is what we have for you, my dear. Enjoy your meal. All right, Debbie O, you are up here. Let's grab your timestamp here. Yeah, I know. It can be. Can seem boring. Right. So thank you so much for your donation, Debbie. Oh, I see the two here. Let me read your communication. So your birthday is Tuesday, September 9th, 9/9. Wow. That's my brother's anniversary of his marriage. And then also my host is getting a little bit of a procedure. It's colonoscopy day. I'm sure she doesn't care. You guys don't know her. Woohoo! So your birthday is going to be a lot better. But she looks at it as a nap because they put you under. You're like, I get such a good nap. So do you think Randall will text you to tell you happy birthday, or will he stay silent since you sent him a text to enjoy his life? And you thought, maybe thinking, whoa, all right. Um, and then let's see. He also sent a PayPal for your question. Cake, cake. Not yet. Going there. Um, I don't have time tonight. I think you sent the other donation to try to get together tonight, but I'm on from 6 to 9 this evening for this, and I'm going to be eating in between here. But tomorrow night, if you want, just email me and we can work out a time for that one, and we'll figure that out. All right. So let's take a look here and see what's going on here in the wide, beautiful world of Randall. Randall. So let's take a look here. So number one is based on his current energies, he's going to text you happy birthday on your birthday. Okay, and then any other of his thoughts that he may be thinking. Okay, and what's this one? I feel like this is underneath here. All right. So let's just scroll down here. Ah, okay. So let's see here. So the bottom of the deck, we do have the Four of Pentacles, which is opportunity beckons. This is the four. I'm sorry, this is the Four of Cups. It's emotional stability. It is this. The overall energy here is about self-love, right? You know, and it's funny. The four cups normally as someone sitting against a tree bored with the three cups of the outside world, and here comes the Ace of Cups, the energy of self-love, to be able to that's going to bring us the fulfillment we're looking for. So I feel like the underlying energy just with for you for this is all part of your journey of finding your self-love, and that this was necessary to point you inward, because all of our relationships eventually point us inward, right? So yeah, the reality is quite brittle that in no one really cares, neither is that obligation. Yeah, it is when we realize that the human characters that we have are so much consumed with self. It's all about comparison, and so much that we do when we're in our human before we realize we're a higher self and we begin that seeing things, we are more living out of fear and survival than we are from a place of compassion and love. Usually a lot of it is I care about what people are going through because I need to compare my life to theirs to see how I'm doing. So it's very interesting energies. But let's see here. Is Randall going to call you on your birthday? I don't think so. We've got the feeling alone card here, the Five of Pentacles, which is the belief of lack, of not being enough, the fear of abandonment, of being alone. So I do feel like here that they won't, but this is such a great opportunity woo, to go, this isn't about me, that someone, whether they wish me happy birthday or not, it goes back to what we talk about, right? How other people's actions or non-actions, their words or their silence don't mean anything about me, right? There's no meaning. It's meaningless till it gets in here, and then our little story generator creates a story either of lower vibration, which the five is, the difference between lower and higher, and how we can change that if we want. I can use it like they define me, who I am, right? Or I can go to the higher realm and go, you know what, that is showing me that I can turn inward and upward for my worth and not outside of me for my worth. That people are going to do what they're going to do, say what they're going to say, or not do anything or not say anything in this case. And it doesn't change my worth at all. right? So it's a good awareness to be able to see that, right? Um, let's see what their other thoughts and beliefs. You have 3 and 2 and 1. There's this countdown to something. We'll see it is the underlying energy is the sun card, shining a bright light on every area of our life to show us more about what we want to see about ourselves. Inner child energy too. So all of this, I feel like Randall, one of the big things was to be able to be a beautiful mirror to show you what you want to see about yourself and see what comes in here. I know, countdown to what? We'll find out. The 3 cards here, we have the Leo. Here's the other Leo energy. The sun card is Leo. Leo energy. Yeah. Um, the Ace of Pentacles, strengthening bonds. And then also the Four of Wands, joy and celebration energy here. There's this Leo energy that's coming in. I mean, on the bottom energy in this, which is an energy of wanting to be seen. It's the lower expression. Every sign has, this energy of lower expression, right? It's the more the human, kind of energy, which is look at me. I need attention. I need everything for me, right? And I feel like because we're talking about Randall's thinking and all this, have a good life. They're like, I am going to have a good life. I am going to go and I'm going to go places that people um, invite me, that people just accept me, and um, I'm going to go places that make me happy and joy, right? And I do feel like they had that. That's their first reaction to enjoy your life, because um, there is a defensive energy that was going on at the time, right? And so there is this feeling of, I'm going to have this opportunity to go do and be places where people don't do that. And that's every human's fear in the beginning is, I don't want to be ostracized from my tribe because I'll die, which is true. As children, if I'm a 1-year old and I get rejected by my tribe, I'm probably going to die of starvation or doing something stupid or getting eaten by an animal of some sort, right? We need our tribe. It's survival instinct. But then that sticks with us as we get older. And I got to be accepted by my tribe. And this energy is what sparks them. I'm going to go places where I'm wanted and celebrated, not where people tell me who I'm not being, what I'm not doing, calling me a liar, whatever things have come up between the two of you. It's like, I'm not going to, I'm going to go somewhere where I'm wanted, you know, somewhere where I'm celebrated, But I do feel like there's that pull into this Leo energy of, well, I'm gonna go somewhere where they do that, right? So I like that, right? A bear eating chicken. That's funny. Let's see. So that's like I feel like the original from the interaction. Let's see where this has been progressing to. We do have the Two of Wands, so their energy has been going back and forth. Yeah, and the sadness and isolation. So the expectations equal disappointment. So they went from being totally like, bye, yeah, bye, I'm gonna go, to, it fluctuates and goes back and forth. They do enjoy the friendship. They enjoyed your interactions and all that. And so there is this sadness and feeling like they've lost a friend. And so the energy does go back and forth between, you know, the lower vibration being upset about it and like fight or flight about it. And then the, oh, yeah, well, so I feel like it's been going back and forth with that. Yeah. Yeah. Our perceptions are different, but I mean, not my perceptions, but our like the two sides that you guys saw it from, I feel are completely different here. Uh, oh, it's all good. Take care. That's a dismissal. I just feel like they're like, I need to get out of this feeling like I'm being told about what's wrong in my life. You know, you go from women to women. This is what you need to do. You need to do this first. You need to do that. Let me tell you about you. It's called unsolicited advice. And we all love that. I used to be a master of unsolicited advice, meaning that I used to give it a lot, and a lot of people didn't appreciate it too. Yeah, yeah. So I definitely, we see the world through our own eyes. We don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. We see everyone else through our lenses. And so, you know, what is this coming down to? Oh, there's a new adventure. There's a zero, the full card, which is the ending of an old cycle, the beginning of a new adventure here. So there is a bit of a permanency kind of energy that comes in. I feel like their energy right now is that they are looking at going, okay, well, that is what was going on. Now I'm, ready to go this direction, right? Yeah. And so I feel like at this point, they are kind of like um, more of I'm not going to expect anything from this friendship. I'm just going to move forward, and it's like a little child with a world of possibilities instead of um, expectations and wanting it to be something. I feel like they just are like, all right, well, that's the end of that. Let's see what unfolds going forward. Things can't go back to being what they were before. So where's this going to go now? I don't know. We'll just see. Kind of energy. Interesting. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here. Set healthy limits and boundaries. I like it. This is part of what you're learning too. And how to set boundaries. Like we are talking before with Sean G, you're probably here when I was talking about that, right? There's a difference between this is my expectations of who you should be, how you should act, and these are my boundaries. And enforcing our boundaries in a loving, compassionate, or at least a loving way. It doesn't have to be compassionate, but in a loving way. Going, no, it's all right, Let's see what it says here. Be cautious and mindful of how you spend your energy. Do not overdo or overgive. You will drain your resources and fall out of balance. Be conservative with your money right now and avoid excesses or unnecessary indulgences. This is also not the best time to invest or take on financial projects. Be calm and grounded. Examine people and things closely before committing. Don't be fooled by appearances or get distracted by the superficial. Be observant and set practical limits and healthy boundaries across the board. This will protect you from making choices that are not good for you or will waste your time, energy, and money. Ooh, I like that. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it's like, yep. So I like that. In the beginning too, we tend to be when we had like I know when I had no boundaries, and I was all about give up my life for everyone else kind of energy. When I went to set boundaries, we tend to, as humans, we tend to overcorrect, and we become very our no doesn't start off as no. Let's see, it starts off as
no.
Oh wait,
No. No. 1,000 times no.
it even gets even worse.
No.
Wait, that's the it can be a no, but it tends to escalate after that, right? So I like that. No, 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 yeah.
No.
And then
No.
and then
This is my last word. No.
It gets very loud. But that's how we tend to overdo it. Then it becomes a gentle no instead of a reactive no in the beginning. But that's how we are as humans. We just kind of go from one extreme to the other, and then we balance out, which is good. I like that. All right. So that's what they have for you, WO. I'll touch base with you after I'm done with the session. If you're busy tomorrow night, um, we'll talk about how much time and what you want to do, because I might be able to fit in like a 15 to 30 minutes or whatever, for a quick session with you before my evening tonight. So, okay, sound good. All righty, righty. All right, and I did have one more come in here. Feather. Hello, thank you for your PayPal here. Let me just take a look here. All right. So, Feather, if you want to ask your question, I don't see it. I don't think it's on here. Let me check. Oops, sorry. Someone just came in. Oh, no, it didn't. I just bumped my phone and it activated. All right, very good. So, Feather, thank you for your donation. Let's give that again. They actually had 335.35. And after this, I will be headed off to go eat and to use the little boys' room and regenerate before this evening session. So this will be my last year. And I did complete everything, I believe. So we are good to go. So, Feather, general guidance. Let's see what Spirit has for you today. Thank you for the donation via PayPal. Okay. Boom and boom and boom. Okay. Do feel like these are down here. All right. Well, I've been getting this a lot today. Bottom of the energy and the bottom of the deck, we do have the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles energy, excuse me, is about stability. It is about home. It is about foundation in the outside world, in the physical world, being pentacles and all that. So a lot of the energy that's in here is talking about how you can find stability in this physical human adventure that we're roller coaster. But also one of the big things the Four Pentacles teaches us about life is, when we define our worth by the outside world, we feel unstable because the outside world is unstable. We talk about the three buckets that we're taught to define ourselves by: relationships with humans, situations, jobs, education, social status, situations we get ourselves into or can get into, and things, our bodies, our bank accounts, our possessions, but all those things are unstable, but we're taught define yourself by those. That's how you determine your worth. But that's retail price. That's the price we think we are to the outside world. But relationships change, people change, humans change. They die, they pass away, they walk away, right? So relationships with humans, unstable, shaky. We define ourselves by that. We feel unstable, shaky. Our life feels that way. Uh, Situations never stay the same. Things break down, deteriorate, blow up, burn down. Just unstable out there, temporary, unstable, not fulfilling for very long, if at all. They all point us inward. Eventually, we get tired. We get sick and tired of feeling the instability of the disappointment we find in the outside world. Eventually, we turn inward and upward and we find ourself, capital S self, right? That's where self-worth comes from, self-love, not retail price, where we end up on the Kmart blue light special clearance rack, right? We find out we're priceless in here, eternally, unconditionally loved by the creator of all things, by a massive group of beings of unconditional love and light. We just have it. That's our worth, right? So it changes our perception of the world, because when we're seeing our worth through that clearance rack, we see the world in that manner. When we change on the inside, the world changes from a place of lack to a place of abundance, because we're filling up from in here, not from out here, because that can't fill us up. That's like little pebbles trying to fill up a giant crater. You try to fill yourself up with something from the outside world. It looks really big when you have it like right here. When you have it here, it looks big, but when you drop it into the little, it's like tiny, tiny, tiny. You feel the emptiness more when you try to fill up from the outside world. You realize this empty feeling we have in doing that, but the fulfillment comes from in here. So I feel like that's a big piece of the underlying energy. Let's see what else they have here for you, these two. Yep, you have the hermit mode being turned on here with the magician. Yeah, two major arcana. This is a time in your life where you're really stepping into your power. You might feel isolated. You might feel like you're being brought into this place, into this wilderness of this cave, and you're going into this place and you're like, all right, I'm realizing that my power, the magician card is I have everything I need within me already. I had it from day one. I just was convinced to look out here in lackey world. It's like, I'm falling short. I'm not powerful. Um, it's like we take our power offline when we start taking on everyone's opinion of the outside world of what our worth is and what I'm capable of in life and what my abilities are. That's why we feel, because everyone has this self-interest out there. It's what humans are. Survival self-interest until we connect higher, and then we see when I'm full here, I can give a rat's boo boo ba 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 poo poo out there about what people think of me, because I already know I'm priceless. I've got everything I need here. I don't need anything in the outside world. Doesn't mean I stop wanting it. I don't need it though. And there's this transformation that comes in. The more I step back and I find my sense of self, then the world just becomes above and beyond extra, like we talked about before. And um, it's like we find the full course meal that we've been searching for on the inside. And the outside, that comes with 2 desserts, by the way. We get dessert already. But the outside world is a giant dessert bar that can just offer us more desserts. And we can always make room for more dessert. It doesn't mean just because I had 2 pieces of pie that I can't make room for a little ice cream cone too. Like, sure, I can have an ice cream cone. But when it gets to be where before, if someone wanted to withdraw that 7th ice cream cone from me, I might have been, no, not the ice cream cone, because that's defining me. And I'm trying to fill up on this, and you're trying to take away my fulfillment. When I find my fulfillment on the inside, right? Someone just goes, here's that 7th ice cream cone. No, we're like, thank you. I'm so full. You're doing me a favor. It changes the impact on us. And so it's just, uh, doing that right. Spicy noodle guy. You're so funny. All right. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, look at this. You got the sacral chakra coming in here with the spread your wings, the 2 of wands. These 2s and 2s. So the energy that I feel like you're going through right now, the 2 of wands, sacral chakra is the orange chakra. That's our relationship with the other. So you're realizing the energy, the spreading your wings, you're allowing yourself to fly and realize I get to choose how I interact with everyone. And that my energy is what draws in my experience with the other ones in my life. Root chakra is my relationship to groups and tribes. My sacral chakra is my relationship with individuals. And then my solar plexus is my relationship to myself, right? So this feels like a message. Let's see what's underneath here too. Yeah, you've got the control. You got the Leo energy, taking the lead, shining bright, being true to me energy coming in here. and I'm taking back my power. I'm the king of my jungle. I'm not the king of your jungle. You can be the king of yours, but I'm the king of my jungle. I rule over my life. I make my choices. I have my energy. Someone doesn't become my life. That's the sacral chakra. One-on-one is I am one and you are one. And together we make, it's like two countries, two jungles that are sharing a border. I'm not trying to have your jungle become mine. And more importantly, which is probably what we normally do, is I make my jungle yours. So I give up everything for everyone else, right? It's usually push me, pull me, right? There's either, that's the codependency. Overgivers, overtakers. Eventually, we learn to balance and we allow ourselves to roll over our jungle. We allow the other person to roll over theirs, and whatever borders we share, we can even, like, I've got bananas in my jungle. We'll share that with you. And they're like, we got coffee beans in yours. We'll share coffee beans. We'll trade you coffee beans for bananas. That could go so wrong with where I was headed. But so there's this trading, of I have this to offer you, I'll give you that. And they're like, oh, I have this to offer you, I'll give you that. But if it's like, I'll give you this if you give me that, that becomes, how do they say it? Transactional instead of giving lovingly. I'm going to give you these bananas. Oh, thank you. I'm going to give you this coffee beans. Thank you. Instead of, well, if you don't give me this, I ain't going to give you that. That becomes transaction. It's bartering. It's not loving relationship, right? So I feel like energy, a lot of awareness that's coming in, teaching and learning and growing, but stepping back into your power a lot here too. Yeah. And then you got the base chakra. Oops, sorry. I'm all looking down here. The root chakra is us facing our fears, getting into the root of how we relate to groups too. The fears that we have around it, underneath that, yeah, you do have the Seven of Cups, a lot of different emotions, feeling a lot of different energies from a lot of different people, you know. Um, and that's okay. That's our tribal fear, right? The fear of rejection from our tribe, and what are people going to think, and da da da. And we're like, once you step into this power of who you are, and you're really grounded in to like, I am, an important piece of the puzzle. There are no extra pieces, but if we have the same, if every puzzle piece was the same, it's like taking a puzzle and turning it over on its back where everything's just cardboard color. We're like, ooh, yay, yay, you know. But when we flip it over and everyone's their individual, we're like, wow, what a beautiful picture of a jungle, is what they showed me in my head. It's like, wow, what a beautiful, when I am myself, I'm a beautiful piece of the puzzle. When I when I try to fit myself into a space I don't belong in, you know, you will do it doesn't work out well that way, right? But it's about you being true to you, finding your identity free of tribe, free of relationship. I feel like because the solar plexus energy wasn't there, we had the root and the sacral, that this is a evolution and a returning to your solar plexus chakra, finding out your power, finding out who you are. So, you know, yeah, I love that you're finding your way back to you. And so anything you can do to ignite your solar plexus, wearing yellow, eating yellow foods, drinking yellow drinks, lemonade, or, surrounding yourself with yellow for a little bit helps you ignite that fire within you, of your power. Can also red, oranges, and yellows, I feel like are an important time for you now. Colors for you now too, which is great. Is if you're in the northern hemisphere, um, it's getting time for the trees to change colors to yellows and oranges and reds. It's the time of balancing those energies out. So whatever is drawn, if you look at really any color of the rainbow, whatever stands out to us is what our body, our energetic body is craving to, pour more in. It's like an like if you had a printer that had all the colors on it, when it starts to get low on a color, it starts blinking on that particular color. I know normally it's either black or rainbow, but just imagine it. That's what they're showing in my head is instead there's all these different colors, and whatever color is blinking is the one that needs to be filled. Interesting. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here. Yep, free your creativity. Here's the yellow and the oranges and the rainbow. I love it. Allowing yourself to shine. Got card number 29. Now is the time to break free from routine, fixed points of view, and strong opinions, and tap into your creativity instead. Don't let anyone or any experience from the past limit your creative curiosity or expression today. You have the natural gifts of music, art, dance, inner guidance, movement, and vision in your soul, all waiting to be activated at any time. Be fearless as you explore these adventurous, fiery aspects of your nature. Approach your challenges or concerns with fresh, curious eyes. Nothing is blocking you other than your own limitations. If you're willing to see things differently, many new opportunities will be possible. Get out of your head and breathe into your heart. Use your hands and create something new. Bake a cake, plant a garden, experiment with new furniture arrangement, or try a new look or style. Don't be afraid to make a mess, and don't be attached to your outcome. Creativity is an expression of your soul, not an intellectual effort of the mind. The creative process itself will reveal answers to your challenges. Wow. Let your creativity out in any of those beautiful ways. I love it though. The yellow flower that she's holding on to, solar plexus energy. So that is what they have for you, my dear. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Sending you lots and lots of love. And thank you guys so much for all of your love and support. And for all the thumbs up. It does help spread the Zen love. You're part of the love tsunami. So thank all of you who do that. And after I'm done, like I said, I'll post a pinned comment listing all the readings completed with the timestamps. So if you ever need to come back, you can click on there and go directly to your reading. And I'll be back tonight. I'm going to go head off here right now, though. So thank you guys as you're going through your little human adventures that we all are. Remember, every second of every day, we truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. Remember, have some fun. Because why are we being so serious? It's a playground, right? Let's go play. So I'll see you guys soon. I love you much.